Hello and welcome to the stream, everybody. Like, Kismet, what is with these weird startup times? I know, right? Crazy. Crazy stuff. Man, that timing yet again. We're going to play some Satisfactory, everybody. We're going to have some fun right in here. I'm trying to get this playthrough going. Let's get you guys in here. Right now, while I was starting up, I was typing out all of the things. Oh, wait, did I fix the retweet link? I don't think I did. Hold on. I know I'm streaming at weird times, everybody, but I'm just trying to do my best to stream as much as I can to get this playthrough done. Let me fix that link. There we go. Now we have a proper retweet link right over there. Now, of course, we're going to get into all of the other stuff. We're going to automate everything, and so I'm writing down all of the things that we need to automate. Then we're going to go through and we're going to automate every single thing, at least for about 4 hours. And after 4 hours, then I have a ton of stuff I need to do in my IRLs. And I have to stop every now and again to do laundry and take care of IRL stuff and yada, yada, yada. You get the general idea, but again, trying to get some extra streams in, some bonus streams with you all. Now, if you can see and hear me, put a 1 in the chat so I know you guys are there and I'm not just crazy talking to myself. And I feel like we should just get right into it, everybody. We're going to make a list and check it twice. Let's go. To battle! Totally the wrong button. Okay, so what we're doing is we're in Satisfactory. Now, I've been letting it run all night long, everybody. So we got some things to modify in there to make it truly awesome. But you can see the factory is just absolutely jamming right now. But there's a lot of stuff we need to re-add back to the factory that we had added before. Some of those things are our high-speed connectors, AI limiters, radio control units, crystal oscillators, supercomputers, batteries, assembler director system, which this one right here, and we're going to mark that as a red, is the one that goes into the awesome sync. Over here as well. Now what I'm doing is I'm just looking in the game over here and basically just looking in the game and seeing which ones are next up in the list. Oh, that's Hugo, that's for stream avatars, which is usually doing Tuesday through Thursday. Those are the little guys that sometimes walk down there at the bottom. You can check that Tuesday through Thursday at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So all the ones in the light purple are for those stream avatars over there. So yeah, crystal oscillator was the last one I think I just wrote. No, I already wrote crystal oscillator. Crystal oscillator supercomputer. I'm on fused modular frame. So what we're going to do is to get this going a little bit faster, we're just going to get all the stuff written out, get the assembler or constructor or whatever it's built in, write all that out and figure out our inputs and outputs. And then we're going to build a bunch of factories about it. Because we have 10,000 extra power, and that 10,000 extra power is enough to build every single thing that I already built over here, and also down below here. Okay, take it out. There we go. And all the stuff I built down here as well, and all of this, and all of the extractors, and all of the oil, and all of the coal, and all of that stuff, and all the other extractors and trains and things that I have running. In here, we could build that all again and be just fine, which is pretty cool because I'm working super efficiently here in the factory. So very, very cool. But we want to try to get all the rest of that stuff automated big time. So again, we're going to work very heavy on our various parts today. And let's see, radio control, we got that. Let's see, where was it? Oh, magnetic field generators, another one of those. Let's mark that in red. That's another one that's going to go into our space elevator. Turbo motor, I think is the next one. Yes, turbo motor in there. Turbo motor. Now, Kismet, where can I see this spreadsheet? Boom, right there at that link right there in the chat. I'm in SAT inputs, aka Satisfactory inputs. Thermal propulsion rocket. Thermal propulsion. Oh, brain. Propulsion. P-U-L-S-I-O-N. L-S-I-N. Rocket. Is it propulsion? Propulsion, yep. There we go. Okay. Let's make that a little wider. There we go. Thermal propulsion rocket. Right there. And that is also going to be an item that we want to go into the awesome sink. There we go. And let's see. We want to make some pressure conversion cubes. All right. Yes. Cubes. There we go. And I'm just going down a couple lines each time. We'll come back to it later. Nuclear pasta. And that's kind of the ultimate thing. Nuclear. What are they? Nuclear pasta. Yep. Pasta. There we go. And of course, this also one of the things. And then I think it's nuclear pasta as well, right? Pressure conversion cubes. Don't remember if that is if that's one of the things we need or not. We need 4 things, and it feels like I've got 5 marked. Yeah, so that would be a 5th thing. Let's go see what it actually is over here. I mean, we have our objectives up here, but we need to go check it out. One of these is not like the other, everybody. I think the one before nuclear pasta is the one that we need to do. Where's our space elevator? Oh, it's up above. I knew it was on the side somewhere. Okay, space elevator. Let's do this. Yeah, nuclear pasta and then thermal propulsion rocket. So this one is not it. This is nuclear pasta. And this one is the one that we don't need. Okay, or at least we don't need for the finish. All right, so all we got to do is do all of those. No problem. No problem. Now, the first thing we need to do is start with the first one. I know, it's crazy, right? Start with the first thing before you want to do the second thing. I'd be surprised how many people don't know that. All right, and again, what are we starting with? High-speed connector. High-speed connector. Okay, so we're going to click high-speed connector. We're going to click on it. It's going to tell us what we need to do. Most importantly, we're going to see that it's in the manufacturer. Now, I'm going to do what I call the play yard, and that's where I go ahead and just make a little area where I throw this stuff down just to make it easier for us to get our inputs and outputs and all of that. And I find this part super fun, everybody, where you're going in and figuring out all of your various different stuff, all your different parts and whatnot. Super fun. So again, feel free to come on in, relax, take it easy. We're going to have some fun tonight or this morning for sure. I'm starting real early morning, everybody. The great thing about being me, everybody, I can start anytime I want. If I feel like streaming, I'm going to get it going. I feel very accomplished today. I got my stuff rocking and rolling. So I got the Starfield update on. We got 4 days left until Starfield. I got the 76 update in there. I got my schedule updated. I queued all the videos from last week. I got those going. So yes, got a lot of stuff going. And when I feel like I'm multitasking and I'm getting stuff done, then I think, okay, now we can go ahead and play some games. It's like a little reward I get for doing all of that stuff. So let's run down here and get ourselves some more resources. Says we're going to need a bunch. And let's try to find, yeah, these rotors here. Over there. More rotors in here somewhere. Oh, yeah, right here. Rotors. Okay. It said I needed some rotors to do the assembler. Anything else I need in here? Some rubber. Rubber. We need to not forget our aluminum casing as well. We want to get that going. And we got a stack of that too. How about the plastic? We got plenty of plastic. Okie dokie. And actually, just do the play yard over here. Why am I doing it way over there? Now that I think about it, I don't need to do it by the space elevator. I am going to take that manufacturer back out, though. Boom, there we go. Now I've got this one here in the center, this blueprinter, so that I can work on stuff. Now I have a bunch of blueprints. Obviously you can see all my factories for different levels of manufacturing. So we're going to go ahead and put our manufacturer down there. We're going to put our assembler. Now actually your assembler and your constructor and all that stuff, that's all considered part of manufacturers. So we're going to put all those down. And we're going to see that this first one is in the manufacturer. So we're going to go up here and we have manufacturer blueprint, and it's got one per manufacturer. So we're going to say high-speed connector there. It's going to be one. I'm going to turn it red to match over here. Okay, so there we go. Now what we're going to do is go to the manufacturer. We're going to tell it high-speed connector right over here. And then we're going to make a note. Oh, I got to check on my laundry. Quick wire, cable, and circuit board. So quick wire, cable, circuit boards. Now we're actually going to fix that today. Let's make a note over here. Reroute plastic. All right, let's make a note of rerouting the plastic to the circuit boards. We'll get to that in a second. We're going to use this. I noticed that after I let it run for a while, that it did start to backlog those empty containers, and the empty containers then started to backlog all of the plastic. So I have a bunch of extra plastic that I could be using for circuit boards, and I could be using for manufacturing my heavy modular frames and computers. And once those fill up, it will then backlog again back, so I can then use it for other things. So pretty awesome, I think. So 210, 37, and 3.75. 210 is 37, 37.5, 3.75, 37.5, and 3.75. There we go. Those are our inputs. Now we got to go look at our quick wire. Now some of our quick wire is being used. We maybe can siphon up a good amount of quick wire. How much quick wire are we going to need? 210 input. Cable we're not using right now, I don't think. Oh, in the automated wiring there. So we're producing 97.5 cable. How many do we got over here? Wow, okay. So we need 37.5, so maybe cut that in half. Cut that in half. Hey Siri, what's 97.5 divided by 2?
97.5 divided by 2 is 48.75.
Okay. So we're going to put that down here and use that as our basis. Quick wire, we'll just say 210 on the quick wire, and then circuit boards. Let's see how our circuit boards are doing. Right now they're outputting at 40, and we're using 20 there. And then we have circuit boards somewhere else. Adaptive control units and 20 there. And how much do we need down here? 3.75. So let's go ahead and let's say we're going to use 10 here, because eventually get this going. 3.75 on the output. 3.75. Let's do some automated stuff here, which is going to calculate all of these things for us. And then we also have some calculations out here, which is going to do some basic stuff for us here. Calculating all of this. And then we need to make sure we put one factor each on all of those. And there we go. So in theory, we're probably going to just use one, but we'll go ahead and make two. We'll make an A version and a B version of the manufacturer. And then that should output about 4 of those, roughly. Yeah, one's going to output 375. Is this, why is that 4? Oh, because it doesn't have the, oh man, we need to fix that. Yes, I just realized that that is not taking in the decimal. Yeah, so it's not actually 87. It's not taking into account the decimal places on that one. Yeah, that's vitally important there because it's not actually 4. It's 3.75. So the next one will be incorrect. So there we go. We got it. Good morning, James. Thanks for coming in, hanging out. Hi, Irish. Nice to see you again as well. This is a bonus stream on top of my normal streams, everybody. I feel like we really got to put some time in here on Satisfactory if we're going to have a chance to get this done. So we're going to go ahead and work on our high-speed connectors next and get those going. We're going to run a big old manufacturer to get that going. So let's go ahead and work on that. Up here, we'll take this, just leave it there for later. Work with it later. Oh, we can just go right here. And we're going to go ahead and pull up our manufacturers. Now, we're going to try to go pretty quickly today. Now, if you do have any comments or questions, feel free to throw them in the chat. I never mind. If you do, if I go a little too fast or whatnot, feel free to let me know. Now we're in the later part of the game where we are automating all of our big stuff. I'll put it over here. Automating all of our big stuff like our manufacturers and actually trying to get every part that we need to do that phase 4 objective there. And then what I'm going to do is just let the game run and run and run once we get that going. And there we go. There's our thing. Now really all we need to do here is just tell it what we're doing. We're just going to say high speed connector over there. We're going to copy that. We're going to enter that in. And then we're going to go to anything else we need to do? No, just the one thing. And then we're going to go up here and we're going to go ahead and tell this to be high speed connector. Right there. And that's pretty much it. That's a done deal right there. And then we just go and we name it high-speed connector. Maybe we'll give it like a greenish color just to differentiate from the one from before, and then we'll save right there. Now, once you get your blueprint set up for these different parts of the manufacturing, it's pretty awesome. I don't have the resources. Let me clear the designer first and grab those resources back. There we go, and manufacturer, and then now we'll be able to bring it up. Now this one is what's known as the B version. There's an A version, which is the version in the front, and then the B version is the version that goes after it, and then you can keep chaining those as many as you want behind that. And again, we're just going to go ahead and create both versions, and if it says one factory, I just create 2 just in case, because we'll probably at some point have some overflow. And that overflow will make this pretty easy. So there we go. Oh, I forgot to change the color to like a greenish color. Save it over the other one. And there we go. And then we're going to go ahead and organize our blueprints here. We're going to go to manufacturer, add subcategory, and you can see that Kismet is on top of it today. Look at that. I already had the thing, the copy pasta right in there. High-speed connector A, and then back to manufacturers. Bring that up there and put that over there and apply. There we go. And then we're going to go up here and we're going to go ahead and take those blueprints and put that right there. And then we're going to say we need one of these and one of these. Oh, I forgot to take out all this stuff first. There we go. And then we'll say one of these and one of these, and it will tell me all the resources that I need. Now, the great thing is all of the resources that work toward this particular point are already in production in my base, and most of them are pretty backlogged. So that's a good thing. But there are a few things that, of course, we could go and tap another node and get that going. That would be nice, but we're not going to bother. We're going to keep on rocking down the road here. Thought my wire was right here. There it is. It's a little stack back. And let's go ahead. Don't have any extra. Okay, no extra in there. Looking for that extra steel beam. I feel like steel beams is going to be our critical thing we're having trouble with. Now we're in here making a massive amount of aluminum sheets. Like so. And one of the things that we did is we took our plastic here and we made another thing for plastic. We made 10 factories for it. And that we took a whole nother oil line and we took it out of our power and we used it just for making plastic alone. Over here on the side, it is getting rid of the waste material, the heavy oil residue for that plastic over there as well, and just running it into the awesome sink, which does a great job of just getting rid of it so it doesn't backlog. So now we're going to take this plastic that we're using to make ourselves some stuff down here. Let's go ahead and run down. We can see them right there. We're making these empty containers. Now these empty containers you can see have backlog back here and back here, which is telling me that I'm making way more than it can catch up to, which also means that I could probably use some of that plastic and divert some of that plastic to help with my computers and my circuit boards and all of that stuff as well. So we're going to go ahead and do that. We're going to divert a good amount of this now right over here. So let's just get right to that. A little tough getting to that one. Let's go ahead and see if we can get a little closer first. Right there. Again, we'll just divert this over here. And we're trying to keep our line runs as nice as possible. We could always come back and readjust these as well. And you can see that this is going out. Oh, that's actually not going anywhere now. Yes, that's not actually running in there anymore. And that plastic is going up. So we can go ahead and take this out. We were using that temporarily for our plastic containers. Remove all of that. Very nice. Probably use that to run it. And so what we want to do is take this plastic and we want to infuse that plastic over here into this input, which is our other plastic. So we can kind of track our plastic down. You can see also this is running plastic that way. And we have a huge backlog of plastic, so we want to go ahead and just tie right in to this plastic right here. So we got to bring that up and then get it to tie in to what we're doing. Wait for this tremendously long save thing. And let's just say we want to end up right there running that plastic in. Okay, so we're going to go down here, down, and figure out, this is right above our aluminum scrap. Figure out where our plastic is running. Out here. Okay. Actually, it's not too bad. Okay, so we gotta really just run this straight up. Or we could just tie it into the other plastic. Yes. We could just run it up and then over as a second line. That's a better idea. Okay, hold on. We're going to do a better idea. We're going to back up. We're going to take this back out. Get rid of all of this. And what we're going to do is we're going to run a second line. So this is our primary line. And if we have a backlog, we're going to go over here and we're going to run a secondary line, which is going to go up. Way better idea. Way better idea. All right, there we go. And we're going to go ahead and turn this way. And we actually already have a little thing here that's going to help us out as well. That we had a little extra spot. There we go. It was almost like I did that on purpose. I could act like I did that on purpose, but I totally didn't. I have a tendency to leave extra of those so that if I do need to do a line run, it'll be nice and handy. And that literally is running right to where we want it to go. Wow, okay. That is awesome. All I can say is that is pretty amazing. Okay, now it's going to go ahead and run all of the excess plastic that we have now backlogged in those boxes and absolutely infuse a massive amount of these into here where it's creating circuit boards. And circuit boards are the things that are slowing us down. And right now you can see, not that many circuit boards going up the way here because it's taking a little while. But the second we infuse that with massive amount of plastic, all of a sudden you're going to see circuit boards start to speed up. It's going to go way faster because, of course, it has more resources to keep it running. So great way to burn up that excess. You can see that is really cranking that in there. And again, I don't need 12 boxes of plastic. I would rather use them for making tons and tons of circuit boards. So very, very cool. So we should see a lot more circuit boards throwing down. And thus it's going to make our computers, make a lot more computers up here. Now let's see how our computers are doing. And again, you can see the circuit boards. We're just waiting for them circuit boards to show up. Ooh, mama, lots of computers there. Now we're going to use computers in the next step, so we definitely want to get as many as we can. A backlog there. Yep, we have a backlog there. Not quite in there. So 2 boxes, roughly, of computers right now. And let's see. This one should be backlogging eventually. Quite backlogged right now. Oh, okay. I was getting the wrong one. There we go. So yes, we have 1 box of computers. It just kept giving me the first box. So we have 1 box of computers, and then it's starting on the second box now. And that's going to infuse a whole bunch of computers in there. And that's going to help us out big time. Also with our circuit boards that we're going to produce a bunch of those as well. So we'll go ahead and keep them circuit boards running. And we're going to work on our manufacturer over here. And we got this going. Did we go and check if this is running? Yes, high-speed connector. And then we want to go ahead, clear that. And that's going to give us some of these resources back that we're looking for right now. There we go. And now we're ready. That's it. We're good to go. Let's go make it. Now, based on what you're making in the thing, in this case, high-speed connector, quick wire cable and circuit boards. So all of that stuff, quick wire cable and circuit boards, is on this side of the factory. So better idea for me to go ahead and go all the way to the top here and build it right here, because it'd be easier to run the lines than if I did it elsewhere. So let's go ahead and I think this is going to line up like this. So we're going to put that in there. Get our high-speed connectors in. Really, this is it. That was all I had to do was just modify one I already done, slide this into place, and boom, there we go. High-speed connectors ready to rock. And then we're going to go ahead and get the B version. And we're going to put that out here as well. No, not how I wanted that to go. Depends on which direction you're looking, whether it's doing its thing or not. If you're looking that way, then it will nudge differently on the keyboard than it does if you're looking the other way. Again, I'm using the hologram mode. Super useful. Right there. Okay, while we're here, we might as well just connect the power across. We'll work on our inputs and outputs here in a minute. Speaking of inputs and outputs, let's go over here and grab our A connector and run it into there, and that now has power, and the one behind it also has power. Then we're going to go ahead and go track down some of our resources, and we're going to run them into here. Oh, we're going to try anyway. And we're going to put these right where they go, and then we're going to set the direction. Well, actually, we're going to go up here first and then come down so that we can see the resources going up the reverse bars there. Okay, very nice. All of those are going to end up in there. And then we have a good place to do some line runs. And there we go. So how many of these do we actually need? I think it's 3. Right, 3, yeah. Quick wire cable and circuit boards. So let's see if we can go ahead and find out where all that stuff is. I believe all of that stuff is this way. But we got it all labeled down here, so no big deal. So yeah, there's our quick wire cable, and then our circuit boards are right below there. Wow, okay, that's super convenient. Super convenient there. Now our circuit boards are right here, and we can go ahead and siphon some of those circuit boards. And that would probably be the first thing I would take out of there, just because that's the easiest to grab. Then we're going to run this down just a little bit because we have this belt already here, like this, and then we can just match this one. So it's conveniently close. Come on, fingers. There we go. And then just kind of line it up, say like that. And now we already have our circuit boards in there, so very nice. And then we'll want to go ahead and get our final two things here to line up using our wall. And we'll grab one of these two stackers here. And let's say back just a little bit. There we go. So first thing goes in there, and the second thing in there. Like that. Not sure I like that clipping, so we're going to move this forward. Just to kind of angle that a little better. All right. Now we're going to go ahead and go to this side just to make it easier. And again, we need required cable. So let's start with cable first, which I believe I'm already using elsewhere. Right here, yes. Okay, and that cable's running there. Again, it doesn't look like it's getting much use, so we're just going to tap it right here. And then very easily line this up. Let's actually do it from this side now that we know we're nice and close. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Right there. And then quick wire. It's right here, which is not being used. Okay, we can make another output here. I'm gonna run that output up. Yeah, let's say right there. And we're going to go ahead and bring this one down so it can match that side. Run this across. Looks like it's going down a little bit. Let's fix that. Try that. I like them to be nice and flat, right? So you got them at the same angle. There we go. And that one's already done. Now again, it was such a great thing that you've done all the pre-work, doing all of the work to get this where it needs to be. So at this point, you can just very easily get things going on. Just tap into what you already have. Just trying to reduce as much spaghetti as you can. Now see how I ran those fairly clean instead of running them all over the place. Those are pretty clean line runs there. This is still kind of messed up here. Let's see if we can get rid of this one. There we go. I don't know why it connected like that, but you know, sometimes it has a mind of its own. And there we go. And then the final one here, we don't actually need any inputs there. And then once those flow in there, we should start to see some high-speed connectors at the end. Let's see. Yeah, circuit board's probably the thing that's going to slow us down the most, so it'll take a little while. Oh, actually, we got 51 circuit boards in there already. So, yeah, there we go. So, we are producing high-speed connectors. Very nice. Now, on the back side here, we need to go ahead and transfer these resources from over here to the next factory, just like this, and like that, and like this. And that one's not really being used, so we don't need to worry about that one. And then we want to take all these high-speed connectors and transfer them over here, of course, into this right there. And we need to go ahead and do our stuff in the back here. Get these to line up and then run into the storage. And the same thing back here. Get this to come up. And then run in the storage. There we go. All right, now if we go to the front, we should see those high-speed connectors starting to do their thing. Yep, there they are right there. It's already producing some of them. And eventually they'll start to backlog there. Now, I believe I have a bunch of these laying around somewhere. So let's go see if we can find some right down here. Aha, there they are. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and use this box, or one of these boxes. Go ahead and make 2 boxes over here. We basically clear out our inventory, because there's a lot of these. There we go. Any more over here? Oh my goodness. Okay, we got a huge backlog of those. Now, why do I want to put them in here? Well, I want to put them in here so when I do the next thing that requires those high-speed connectors, all of the backlog of connectors that I already have and made from a previous iteration of this particular base will already be in here. And that is a good thing. You might as well just reuse those resources in there big time. Now we also need to label some of this stuff. I see that we don't have our factories labeled here. Let's go ahead and label this one. Oh, we don't have our resources. That's okay. We'll come back to them later. And where's it back this way? Nope, that's other stuff. That is other stuff over there, and that's stuff we're going to make later. Okie dokie. Kind of weird. Is it up? Maybe it's up one. Aha! Put it over here. Right? God, I don't remember where I just got that from. That's really scary. Yes, right here. Now that is short attention span right there, everybody. Big time. I could have sworn that we put these down here. Aha! There's where it is. No? Maybe not aha. Man, I could have sworn I had another box of these. We'll find it. Like a mystery. Oh, there's some right there too. Get all of these together. I don't have to go tracking out. I should have took this one out. There they are right there. Okay. Take that out now. No longer need that. More here. Take that out. There we go. Now we're... Oh, and there's crystal oscillators too. Very nice. And let's get going with the lag. Ages since I've been here to watch, but I sense slouching. I do not abound slouching. It's called, it is called, what do they call that? I'm trying to think of the name of it. It is called The Thing. It is called scoliosis. That's what it's called, I believe. The bending of the spine. I've had it since I was little. Yeah. But a good posture check is always a good thing. Yes. There we go. Oh, there we go. Yeah, stretch it out. Stretch it out. Gamer, going on. I want to thank you for inspiring me to how to build. Could you show how to make a buffer of items? I built one which fed the storages until it was full. Then I ran overflow production or sync. But I realized when production stopped, I had no buffer feeding the shortage. Yeah, exactly. The reason why if you're building in sequence while you're doing things, that's the best way to do a backlog. And you want to start your backlog at the raw resources. So in my case, I have a pretty advanced raw resources. And this is probably the most I've ever gone way above and beyond in the game, everybody. And I've been playing it more like just seeing what's new in the game each time. But this time, the blueprinting has really inspired me to just go nuts, right? To just go absolutely crazy in the game because it's not as tedious to build all of these giant things. Now, this is just for extraction. That's all it's doing, is extracting stuff. And so I build this first, or you build a smaller version of it if you're in the earlier game. But I build this first. Now, what this is this is a giant storage unit. Right in here, you can see these are all boxes in here. You can see I have a bunch of them in there. I have 10 boxes in there. And all it's doing is backlogging the raw resources. And this way, when I run it out, I can run it out dual line out, right? So dual line out, and that dual line will be 1,560 at the high end. so I can run it out at double speed, so I have that overflow, burn up that overflow, and be good to go. And you can see that it's actually running out at double speed. You can see the top one's running, and then the bottom one's running, and each of those are being used for different reasons along the way. And I have actually so much stuff backlogged that it will take quite a while until it actually gets to a point where it has burnt up all of those resources. Now, normally I do like one box on each process, but I feel like the backlog is what really helps you. Look, all my stuff is still backlogged, and I've been running it all night long. I just let the game run. And it's still backlogged across every bit of the resources that I'm doing. Now, I can build more factories and burn that up faster, but again, I like to keep a little bit of backlog and do it at the very beginning. Now, once I've done it at the very beginning, what I normally do is have it converted into factories and then take those things and put it in some boxes, right? But I thought, wait a minute, and we built our whole base around that. We built a gigantic stacker with 4 boxes high with every single resource down the way. And then we had a sorter in the back, so if I had some extra resources, I'd take it and put it in the sorter. But what I found with that is you have a lot more line runs that you have to run it from the factory into the boxes, from the boxes into the next part of the factory, and so on and so forth. So I thought, well, wait a minute, why don't we integrate the storage into the factories themselves? So the factories are a little smaller. They have less constructors and less assemblers, but they have a bunch of other features built in, like say our wire here. Very simple one to start with, right? So what it's doing is it's taking the raw ore, and it is converting those copper ingots right there. It's converting those down below. So if we go ahead and just pop down below here, you can see that I have another factory that's taking all of the ingots, all of it right now, 780 of it, and converting it into iron ingots. That's all it's doing. You see we've got our smelters in here. We've got 6 smelters per factory, and then we've got quite a few factories, as you can see, just cranking away on that smelting. Now, if we go here to the back, I actually don't see no smoke back here, so that's a red flag right there. If we go here to the back, we can see that, look at this. This is backlogging there. This is so backlogged just with the actual copper ingots themselves. And I'm using copper ingots also for my stuff over there as well, for my aluminum sheets. But you can see that it has produced a massive amount. Now, the reason why this stuff's not running back here is either because it has no power or it has no more space in the thing to run it, because it's not burning up that copper ingots fast enough to basically use up that backlog. And so we could increase it if we wanted to. We could go, instead of running it like this, we could basically divert it in a factory further back, take that and run that onto a second line, and then use the other one for the other line. But we're making so much of that, we're pretty golden. And then we go ahead and run that up, and that's running again into our first factory, which is wire. Now, the great thing about copper is you only need 2 things for your copper ingot. So you need your wire, and you actually need the next factory, which is your copper sheets, which most people don't do that as their next factory. Mostly the time they'll do cable. But copper sheets is another one that uses that raw ore. Right, so I'm using it in my wire, I'm using it in my copper sheets, and then I'm also using it in my aluminum production. And so I just basically start simple like that. And start simple where you got your ore backlog, then you've got built-in storage in your factory, so it is actually storing up all of that wire, and then you have a backlog of that wire, and then you build the next part of the process, and it starts to burn up that wire, and you build the next part, and the next part, and the next part. And that's what we have done. One part at a time. Now, this looks real complex and real hard. I'm telling you, it's just one factory at a time that we went in and modified and just kept doing one at a time, and we iterated on our design over and over again. We also integrated hypertubes, signs, priority switches, in which we can go ahead and turn the stuff off from no matter where we are. We go right to the priority switch here, and it auto turns it off too. If I start to lose power, it'll start turning off all the hypertubes, and then it'll start turning off all the extractors, because I got so much backlogged on the extractors, I don't have to worry about that. It'll start turning off the ignit production. All ignit production, boom, will go off. Then it will start turning off my actual production of concrete and plates and all of that stuff. And then my higher end production will start to go off. My plastic and my rubber and all of that stuff. All of that stuff organized there. Now right here we've got empty canisters, we got hypertubes, we got aluminum ignits. Probably aluminum ignits is one of those things that I probably want to be in priority group 3 there. Yeah, in 3, and then along with my sheets, I would want those to turn off last because I typically need those a lot. We also have emergency power, so we're going to put that over there. Now, emergency power, the number 1 slot is the last thing that's going to turn off. And so what we did is we created 2 power backups. 1 power backup for just normal, and then we have a second power backup that we charged up and then turned off. And then basically it's cut off from the rest of the grid. This way, if any of our power goes off, because we're screwing around with our oil power, and when you're screwing around with your power, things go horribly wrong, which I learned last night. Had I not backlogged a massive amount of nuclear power, my power would have went off. It actually ran for about 30 or 40 hours without any of my nuclear power processes actually running. It had cut off because I had disconnected the plastic, which was producing empty canisters, which was getting rid of the excess sulfur that I was packaging and then running in the Awesome Sink. So that was a problem that we had to fix last night, and now that we have it fixed, our nuclear power is back up and running. But we didn't have a battery backup. So good idea to create not only a battery backup that's live that you can use in case of problems, but then also a battery backup that is disconnected via the priority switch, or you can just disconnect the cable when it's full, and then you can use it to start up on emergency. So then you're just like, okay, I'm going to plug that, turn that back on. Okay, now we've got to figure out what's wrong. Okay, this needs to be done, or this process is not optimized, or this was overflowing and thus causing all the rest of it to stop behind it. And that is why I added that emergency power, and it's very awesome. Now, we also added some additional plastic for our empty canisters. This is also part of that thing. And then, of course, we now just started on our high-speed connectors. So we're going to go ahead and put those in that priority group 3 now. Now, again, these are the things that are the high-end things that I don't want to go off, and then less so down the way. So very, very cool organization. And if you just do it a little bit at a time, don't make it a big thing where it's overwhelming everybody. Just start simple. Start with your concrete. Concrete is always the best one to start with because you're going to need an absolute ton of it. In fact, I have 2 factories doing 2 factory segments. So that means a whole bunch of factories. 1 set of factories here and another set of factories over there for my nuclear power that is just generating concrete. And pretty easy. Put a bunch of constructors in here, and you can see I have 2 constructors each, and it's 6 constructors all the way up on the first factory. And you're like, well, Kismet, why did you do 12? Well, the reason why I didn't do 12 is so that I can put all this stuff here in the front. Meaning I can put the sign, I can put the priority switch, I can put a hypertube in there, and I can flip that hypertube on and off, and I can get in the hypertube, and I go all the way to the back of the thing, or come forward if I want to, and utilize that hypertube. So I wanted to integrate that into my factories as well, because especially when you got 15 factories or 10, 15 factories in a row, you're good. You're good. Now this is producing as much concrete as it possibly can. Now I'm going to need more concrete later, and I'm going to need to scale some of that stuff up, but you can see that it is backlogged 3 boxes per factory, so 3, 6, 9 right there. So highly recommend integrating your storage in with your factories, or create storage next to your factories, and then that factory runs out into that storage if you want to have a real massive storage. Little tempted in the future to double the height of this level. So the bottom side is the constructors, and then on top of it, I could just set down a bunch of storage, and then I could have 16 storages on the top of each one, or how much ever will fit in there. And you could just stack them as high as you wanted to go. And so on the top of every factory has the storage, and then you have that storage that you can then run out. Now, I definitely would put a storage down at the bottom level for you. So if I need some wire, I have a thoroughfare so I can get to the back of the factory like this, right? See, I added this area where I can run through. And then also I can run underneath here and get any resources that I need. So this box here is for me. This is for me to use, not necessarily for the rest of my factory. So that's really convenient to have that down at that bottom level where you can go ahead and use it. Very, very nice. And definitely make sure to leave room for you, leave room for your vehicles. That's why I always have a central walkway like this where I can get from A to Z. I can put hypertubes there. I can, use my big vehicles if I want. I can make a train down here if I wanted to. I can make myself a little tram and just use the train. I'm a little tempted to do it now to make a train that is just for me. That train doesn't pick anything up other than me. I just get on the train, ride it where I need to go, ride it back, and so on. You know what they need in this game, everybody? I just thought of it because they have it in Astroneer, and that is the ability to call the train. In Astroneer, you can just go ding ding, and then wherever the train is, it'll come and it will come to you, which I think would be cool. Call the train. Maybe they have it in there. I don't know. I haven't seen it. If it is in there, let me know in the chat. So there we go. So only storage you have is inside the factory segments. Yes, because I have done again and again and again where I put all of my storage like this. I put it out here right by where my hub is, and I run everything to it as a central storage area for me to use to progress. But I learned in this playthrough, and this is like my 50th playthrough, everybody, or maybe 60 or 100th. I don't know. It's a lot. I've started since the very beginning of the game, and I've played every single update since. I absolutely love the game. If someone came to me and said, Kismet, we're going to build you a game. Which one you want? It's already been done right here. This is the game. This is the game I love to play. It's one of my favorite games of all time now, and it's still in early access, everybody. I actually bought it twice. I bought it on Epic Game Store, which was a train wreck when it launched. Not the game, but the Epic Game Store. And then Satisfactory was great right from the very beginning, by the way, everybody. And I've also bought it on Steam because I wanted to have it over my Steam library, and I'm playing on Steam. Because I prefer to play over there because that's where all my games are. But there you go. So I actually bought it twice. That's how much I like this game. See, I think that says it all. Right there. Says it all. All right, let's keep rocking, everybody. Now, I'm having a great time playing this game, as you can see. Hopefully, I'm inspiring you guys to go out there and think of even better ways of doing it. Now, you can make it fancy, too. You can make it beautiful. You can do stuff. Now, I'm trying to keep my line runs nice and clean, as you can see. None of this kind of spaghetti city stuff. We're trying to keep those as clean as possible. We're worried about our angles, 90 degrees here, straight across there, how we're stacking everything that's nice and clean, all in a row, all in a central factory. I do also prefer, actually, most of the time, to make separate factories. So the actual factory would be back at the node. Instead of having that big thing for just storing the raw ore, I would have a thing for storing raw ore, converting that raw ore into the thing I want to make, say plates, and then storing those plates there, and then running that to wherever I need it to go. So really, it's basically just making plates. Now, at this point, by the way, I could tear all this down and do that if I wanted to. I could go in and say, okay, this node is for plates. And then I built the entire factory at the node. I feel like that's incredibly more efficient because you don't need to run your raw ore. Then you don't need to run all your other stuff that goes in between, your Ignis and whatnot, across all of this stuff and from one side of the factory to another or below to above, because it's all integrated into one mini factory that is at the node. And that's typically how I play. Occasionally, which you're getting to see in this playthrough, I do what's known as a central base. A central base is where you run all the resources to that base, which is much harder because you have a lot of line runs you got to do, and you got to make trains, you got to make all that stuff to bring it to you, instead of you going to it. Now, a lot of times that's easier in the later game, right? In the early game, not as easy, but later game, it's much easier because then you have your trains, you can run your trains out super easy and bring those resources in, and now you're good. And I switch every time I play. I switch from central base to mini bases. Central base, mini bases, central base, mini bases. And it's really fun to do mini bases because at some point, what you do is you get those trains, and you can just have your train go mini base, mini base, mini base, mini base, and pick up the plates, and pick up the rods, and pick up the stuff, and run it to whatever the next phase of that base is, right? Say, oh, well, now I need to use that so I can make this thing, or I can make that thing, or I can make this thing, right? Great example. You go and you get a bunch of ore nodes, right? So one ore node is doing plates. One ore node is just doing rods. And so now you got your plates and your rods. Now, what are you going to use your plates and rods for? Well, you're going to use your rods for screws, right? So now you go ahead and take those rods, and you also convert them into screws right there where you're producing your rods. And so now you've got your rods and your screws at that one location. And then you also have your plates. Then you take your screws and your plates, and you combine them together, and you make reinforced iron plates. That's what you do. See? And then you've already got the production in one location, and then you can take that and combine that together, say above that place. You build above those nodes, right? And then you put your reinforced iron plates there, and that's your reinforced iron plate nodes, and that's what it does, and it only does that. And then if you need more, you know what you do? You go tap two more iron nodes, and then you make more reinforced iron plates, because you make plates, you make rods, you convert the rods into screws, and then make more reinforced iron plates. And you could have little mini factories doing a whole bunch of different things. And then say you want to bring those to another factory as well, because now you're using the manufacturer and you want to make yourself something even stronger. Like a great example, using it for heavy modular frames. So say you got a bunch of factories, and those factories are producing modular frames. Another factory is doing your steel pipes. Another one's doing encased industrial beams, and another one's doing screws. And then you go, okay, I want to take a train, and that train's going to pick up my modular frames, steel pipes, and encased industrial beams and screws, and I'm going to then bring it to a central area or one of those locations, wherever you want to do, and then drop it off for this one production. Now, when this game releases, everybody, you're going to see an obscene build from me. I mean, an insane. You think this is big, everybody. This is nothing. This is nothing. So when this game drops, I'm going to wait for them to get the servers really good, and then we're going to tap every node. Every single one. And we're going to go ahead and use them for each individual processes. And you have so many nodes in this game, everybody, that you could make 50 or 100 times stuff that you would ever need in the game, that you would never need all that stuff. You can make 16,000 iron nodes if you want, or iron ignits if you want to. Why? Because you feel like it. That's it. It's not really going to be useful because you're actually trying to progress to be the employee of the planet, which is what we're working on right now. So that should be a really good overview of all of that, everybody. Let's get back to what we're working on over here, where we're running a bunch of these resources over here. There we go. A bunch of these resources over here, and we let that kind of backlog. We were running our excess resources over here. That's what I was doing. Yes, I've done that. All right, and then down here, let's go ahead and just take this out, and then, woo, drop like a rock. There we go. Yes, it's this one over here. All right. Any more over here? Nope, just some crystal oscillators. Okay. So we've gotten all of our stuff moved. Now, the stage I'm at right now, I am doing the final items, right? And I've already done these items earlier in this particular playthrough, but I tore it all down because I had a better idea of the way to do my factories, which is integrate that storage. And this way, it continues to backlog. And while I'm talking to you, everybody, over here, it is not only taking the amount that we dropped in there from our previous factory, but it is now going to start to continuously backlog in these boxes. This one here, continuously backlog. There's another one in these boxes, these high-speed connectors. So now we're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 boxes there. And then over here, we got 6 more boxes. So there's 12 boxes of heavy, high-speed connectors. Now, why do we want that many? Well, we want that many because in the next process that's coming up down the road here, we're going to need those high-speed connectors to make other things, right? So that's why we're doing that. And we have 3 layers of the base. We have our ignite level or basic level. Then we have our combined level where we're combining things like coal and iron. And then we're making steel right over here, steel beams and steel pipes. And then we're taking those items that have been combined and combining them with the other items that have been combined, and then combining those together, and then making our much higher end stuff like our heavy modular frames, our computers, our modular engines. And probably this is the most involved build that I've done in the fact that I actually am producing everything. I'm producing all resources that I need to get to phase 4. Have I ever finished phase 4? No. I've actually not. On purpose, by the way. On purpose, so one day we would be playing through and we would be having so much fun that Kismet would be literally playing this for hundreds of hours and we would get that done, and you are watching that playthrough right now. You're watching it right this second. Now let's go ahead and get our resources back from down here. There we go. Now we got all of our stuff. And we can get back to getting this done up here. So again, we want to go ahead and get our big stuff rocking and rolling way up here. Okay, and we're trying to make a sign. That's what we're trying to do. Let's get our sign over here, right in the middle. Looks pretty good. Shenanigans. And then we're going to say, what are we making it? I've already forgotten. See, my attention span is very low, everybody. My ability to remember what I was just doing is very difficult. I do have sleep apnea and a constant vertigo. every single day for the last 9 years. I know it sucks, but I try to focus myself in at some point. Man, I forgot what we're making. All right, come on, brain. Work with me today. High-speed connectors. That's what we're doing. High-speed connectors. Where are you? I don't see you. Because you're right. Oh, the Christmas stuff in there. Ah, I love that Christmas bit. Oh, there we go. It's not bent like it is in that other photo. No wonder I couldn't see it. Let's do high. I wonder if I still have it copy pasted. I sure do. High-speed connectors right there. Oh, and we got to adjust the layout. I don't like that layout. I like it when it's stacked like this. There we go. High-speed connector. That factory is GG. We got 2 factories, and that's just going to backlog that all day. So that's another one done. Now, again, if you guys want to see my spreadsheet, feel free to go ahead and follow that link right there. It is free for you guys to go ahead and save it out, look over it, get a general idea of what I'm doing, and, of course, make your run even better than mine. So there we go. Now, next one, we're going to do AI limiter over here. So let's go ahead and find our little thing here. Whee! And there we go. And AI limiters, I believe, is here in the assembler. It absolutely is. We need copper sheets and quick wire, so we need to tap more quick wire. I usually find that I make so much quick wire that I never have to worry about quick wire, but I usually just max my quick wire. It is nutty. Okay, so assembler is what we're going to do. Oh, we need to put that down here. And we're going to go ahead and say, okay, our assembler factories are using, how many per factory? 3. Make that purple. Oh, wrong purple. This purple. Like this, and that just reminds me that, okay, this one is got 3 in each of my blueprinters. And then AI limiters, we're going to go over here, and we're going to look at what all our inputs and outputs are. Copper sheets and quick wire, so we'll go ahead and say, oh, we already got quick wire here, so we don't have to type that in. That's nice. Copper sheets. And we need to go this way a little bit. There we go. We can check our inputs. Let's see, 25 and 100. So 25, 100 here. Now remember, this stuff's going to keep diminishing. The more you keep splitting it for different processes, it's going to diminish down. And this is 5 per minute. Number of factories, we don't know because we've got to take our auto calculations and put them in here. And then these ones over here and over here. This basically are calculations that figure out how many factories I need. Oops. How many factories I need for this right here. So now we have to tell it how many copper sheets we're going to run in there. Let's see how many copper sheets we're using elsewhere. Right here in circuit boards. So we're using 195 here in circuit boards. Hey Siri, what's 195 divided by 2?
195 divided by 2 is 97.5.
Now I could go in and just do the calculation in Satisfactory, or I could do it in there. But, you know, Siri's sitting there. She ain't doing nothing. So, might as well get my dollar bills out of it, right? Quick wire right now, we're running at 210. I say we run that quick wire to 100 and see what it says. Okay, we got to run it at 200. 300. Why is that not giving us multiple factories there? Let's say 600. There we go. Okay, that's giving us multiple there. So I would probably run this at, say, 400, which is going to give us 2, because if you figure 100 times 2 factories, which means there's 2 per factory in there, or there's 3 per factory, 3 per factory. So this would actually be 6. So 6 times 100 would be 600. Now, yes, see this number right here, that number there says is exactly 2 factories now, because it'll be diminished at the other thing. Now, do I have 600 quick wire to run in there? Maybe. Let's go up here and look at our quick wire and see how our quick wire, how much is coming out. Usually I make a lot of quick wire. Yes, I'm making 1,300 quick wire right now, so I could run it in there at 780 right now. That'd probably be pretty good. And I'm sure I have a massive backlog of quick wire. So let's just say, you know what? Let's go all in on these. Let's just say 780. And so this says 2 factories. I would probably go with 2 factories because your copper sheets are going to be the limiting factor. And that's why I color it yellow. It says, hey, look, your copper sheets are going to slow you down. 2 factories is going to be more than enough, and I don't need that many AI limiters, so I'll be fine right there. And so that's what that whole calculation is for. Just trying to figure out how many factories I need. I build those factories. I connect in all of the resources. GG's, we're all done, right? There you go. So AI limiters next. Now, each level is for a different thing. Like this lower level here is for those type of things, where my assemblers and refineries and things like that. And up above is my more larger manufacturing, right? So I just keep adding more and more stuff to the end. Now, in this case, it's copper sheets and quick wire. Now, copper sheets and quick wire are on that end of the factory. So just as easily as running manufacturers up there, and I might need those AI limiters here in just a bit, along with my high-speed connectors, I'm going to actually make an exception on this particular one, because it's going to be way easier for me to work it up here. Also, what we could do is clean up our level here by filling this in here. We're just going to fill this in a bit over here, and you'll see why here in just a second. Fill that in a little bit, and then one of the things I would suggest you do is put your blueprint designers down before you put your ceilings on, because once you put those ceilings on, it won't let you move that. It says that it's getting too close to something else, which it really isn't, but it's still in early access, everybody. And this is the experimental version of the early access version. So keep that in mind. Oh, we got to do our aluminum casings down here too. We got to remember to do that later on. But we're going to make an exception up here, and we're going to put our other stuff up here. Our assemblers. What was I doing? Blueprinter is what I'm making. Blueprinter. We're going to turn it this way. We're going to hit H. We're going to fly up a little bit, see if it's centered. It is totally not centered. All right, there we go. Let's say more this way. Get that real nicely right there. And there we go. So it's a little offset there. And that's going to allow us to do our blueprints up here now. We don't have to run down there to do it on every one. I would put a blueprinter on every single level just to make it easy. Okay, assemblers. Last thing we did was our aluminum sheets. And of course, we don't have the resources, which is hilarious because we need high-speed connectors. Now, it just so happens that that's the thing I just did. Very often when you're playing this game, it'll say, hey, you need this thing, and that thing is the very thing that you're trying to make. Quite often. But sometimes it is the thing that you just made, which is nice. So there we go. We've got our high-speed connectors. We're ready to go. So let's go into our assemblers, and we're going to pull this one up. Oh, wait, we're still missing something else. What are we missing? Oh, steel beams. Steel beams. Steel beams it is. Now, steel beams... Oh, wait for it to save. One of these days, that save thing is going to get me killed. Oh, look at that. See? I took damage because I couldn't activate my thing. Now, right now, our steel beams are probably the thing that's limiting the most in the game. So every now and again, I need to go over here and cut out these steel beams so it'll backlog those steel beams. Now, these steel beams are going on to other parts of the process over here. So I do need to re-add that back in again. But I really need to create... if I was going to really kind of do this at a whole nother level, I would go and get a factory that just does steel beams. And it does it at its maximum level. And then I have plenty of steel beams, and then maybe even train those steel beams in from wherever I'm producing those elsewhere. But for right now, we're just going to cut that off, and we're going to let that backlog those steel beams. And we're just going to grab whatever it had there. And then whatever part of the process that it did cut off probably is just fine, because I already have a massive backlog of whatever that thing is. So let's try this again. Again, assembler. And we should be able to load our A version. All right. Now, every time I build these, everybody, I try to iterate on them, meaning that I try to improve the design. Like right now, I no longer need these ladders because I do have my hover pack that I'm using to float around. So if there's any ladders there, I can take that out. We also thought of some innovative things to fix things better than before. Hey, no Tuggo. Hey, Kismet, you gonna play Baldur's Gate 3? I am probably not gonna have time with Starfield coming up on Friday. It's got space. It's like Fallout in space. It's got skills. It's got traits. It's got combat. It's got super looting. It's got base building. It's got companions. It's got allies. It's got ship systems. It's got custom ship building. I don't know if I'm gonna have time. I'm just saying. Just saying. This Friday, I got to play some serious Starfield. Per factory, is that production unit per factory element? Yeah, it's per the total factory. So the total production here, this total production, is per all of the factories. So 2 factories with 6 manufacturers is going to produce 19.5 of those AI limiters. Right, so that's what it is. It's the total output production of all the factories that go with that thing combined, and that's what it does. And then, of course, you know what you have for the next factory that's going to come down the line as well. Vitally important there. Vitally important to know that next thing that's coming down. I've actually got a bunch of aluminum sheets up here that I can just go and clear that off the designer as well. There we go. And we're going to go ahead and run up here and use our designer in the upside. Well, let me get up there, huh? I know a way to fix that. Oop, there we go. Okay, speaking of that, we should take a little power here and run that over by our blueprinter. Always put a bunch of power by your blueprinters, because if you're using your hover pack, if you get too far away, it just does that all the time. It's really annoying. It's super annoying, as a matter of fact. One of the things I also like to do is to take the power itself, like this, and then just run it in between the foundations like this, and then you can go on the other side, say over here, add yourself a little connector on this side, or we could have pulled it from that side. Over on this side, right down the center, then connect this wire to this wire. And then you never have to even look at the power. Okay, now we've got the power that will allow us to float even further away. And you're like, well, Kismet, how can you float further away? That's because there's a connector right down there, built into the floor of your thing. And no matter where I am on the blueprinter now, as long as I don't get too far this way and that way, I'll be just fine to be able to work on the blueprinter. So very cool. All right, now back to what we were working on. Again, we're going to load our blueprint. Assembler, aluminum sheets. Oh, wait, I'm still in the wrong one. I gotta go for one more? No, this is the one I was working on. Where my resources go? Bet you they're in the thing. It loves to put the resources in here for some reason. I don't know why. Huh. Maybe it put it down here. I wonder if it puts it in specific ones, or all these are connected. Oh, those are not connected. Ah, I just noticed that the storage of that is not connected to the storage of the other one. Those should all be connected. Those would all be connected no matter where your blueprinter is. That's another one that should be changed. Big time. Okay, now back to work. There we go. Let's load this up here where we're actually going to put this up here. So this is going to be our, there we go, AI limiters. So let's go in here and get this going. We got a lot to do. I got to make sure I don't run too far over here on the stream. Limiters, right there. So yeah, no Baldur's Gate 3 for me. Though that game does look amazing, by the way. It is totally my type of game, and had I not been playing a bunch of other games, I totally would have played that game. But then again, I can always come back and play it later after all the hubbub dies down, and everyone's like, "Oh, Kismet's gonna play this game." See, I don't chase trends. I'm my own man, as they say. So I don't chase trends. I don't chase the latest game or whatnot. I play games that I enjoy, and if that inspires you to play games, then I'm doing my job right. I don't chase trends. I don't do drama. I don't do reaction videos. I don't do any of that stuff. That's popular, and I could go on to be a super popular streamer. I don't care about that stuff, everybody. What I care about is inspiring people to do what they love to do. Not just do it because it's popular, but do it because you enjoy it. And that's a hard thing to do in life, right? Because, everybody's chasing those algorithms and they're chasing whatever. Screw the algorithm, everybody. Screw it to the end of the earth. I want to make the videos I want to make. That's the whole point of YouTube, and not make a video that is some popular thing that someone else is doing or some popular thing in the moment and whatnot. Because then you're just chasing that popular thing, and before you know it, you're not making the stuff you want to make. You're making the stuff you have to make, right? To keep relevant or keep that popular thing going. That's just not my thing. I don't do it because Kismet is old school. I'm not that way. I don't bow to that, and I answer to no one. I don't have to do anything I don't want to do. Great thing about being a bit older, everybody, is you can just say, you know what? Not going to do it. Not going to do it at all. Not because I don't want to do it, or not that I wouldn't do it if I had the time, but just purely because I don't chase trends. I don't think that's my thing. There's plenty of people out there doing that. Plenty of people out there doing dramas and reacting to other people's content, which I think is a little shady. It's a little shady reacting to other people's content because you didn't have to make anything. You didn't spend the 16, 30, 40 hours to make that video that somebody did, sometimes hundreds of hours that somebody took to make that video, and you're just reacting to it, and you didn't contribute anything to it other than, hey, I thought this was great, or oh no, that thing happened, or that thing, whatever. I'm not a big fan of that stuff for me. Now, that's other people's jam. That's you. I'm not here telling you what to do with your life and your life decisions. You want to do that, go for it. As a streamer, go do your thing, bro. Rock your thing. But it doesn't feel right to me. It's not my thing. And it's not right for me. And you gotta figure that out in life, everybody. What is your thing? What do you want to do? Not what everybody else is doing, right? So if a game comes out and it's super popular, Fortnite or whatever, which I've never played, not that I dislike the game, it's normally my type of game. I like building games and first-person shooters. The problem is I have a constant vertigo. So building all that stuff and all that flashing stuff in my face all the time, building all the time, even watching it makes it difficult for me to just watch it, let alone play it on myself. And there are people who will play that game all day, every day, and just get so incredibly good at it that it's a farce for you even to go in there. And more power to them too, who want to go in there and want to be great at a game. There ain't nothing wrong with that either. But for me, there's just certain games that I don't chase the trends, right? You didn't see me playing Fortnite here all day, every day, to try to, get up to the top of the Fortnite leader thing. I'm not playing with Drake. Not like I ever would anyway. But, I'm not playing with famous movie stars and people like that. And I know actually a couple of them very casually. Not as like, hey, I call them up every day. And I'm sure I could, pull some clout or whatnot, call them up, say, hey, it's been a while. Hey, you want to come on my stream or whatever? I could do that, but you have no idea how cringy that just sounds to me saying it. To just doing it for that kind of clout or for that kind of thing. It's just not a cool thing to do to a friend. You don't want to do that to a friend, everybody. They feel used when you do that. Unless they're a really good friend, and they'll be like, hey, you know what, I'll help you out, fine. But people feel used when you do that to them. Just like when you see a celebrity or whatever, and they're eating and they're hanging out with their family, everybody, let them eat with their family. They're chilling out with their family. Now, maybe after they're done eating, they're done chatting or whatever, and they're leaving, say, hey, you mind if I take a picture with you or whatever? Then it's cool. But again, I don't need photos with celebrities, everybody. They're just normal people. If you didn't notice, they're just normal people who have a job that makes them known by everybody. But again, when I see famous people, I go, hey, and they go, hey, and then I just keep walking. That's what I do. I actually forget to take pictures with people when I'm at TwitchCon, because that's for you guys, not for me. I don't care if I have a picture with somebody. But if I see somebody that you guys might know, I'll say, hey, do you mind if I take a photo? And then I'll take a photo with them, and I'll show you the photo of me seeing such and such person at TwitchCon. But other than that, I'm old school, everybody. It's not my thing. I feel like you're encroaching upon their family time when you're doing that. Well, Kismet, they're famous. That's just part of being famous. That's called being a jerk, is what that's called. Don't show up at their house. Don't be stalking them. Don't hang out in their bushes. Creepy. Huge red flag, red alert, everybody. Red alarm going off there. If you're hanging out at their house, or you show up at their house, or show up at people's house unannounced and whatnot. Don't do that. Do not do that, everybody. If no one ever told you that, if your parents never told you that, Kismet telling you to choose straight. Now, of course, it's your life decisions. If you want to get arrested, you go right ahead. That's all on you, bro. That's all on you. Again, Kismet, tell it to you straight, everybody. I ain't gonna sugarcoat it. I ain't gonna BS you. I ain't gonna, say one thing and then do another. I am of the old school. There you go. I am of the old school for sure. Hey, man, keep preaching it. You know, Brunheen. You know how it goes up in here. You know how it goes up. Kismet sometimes gets up on that pedestal a little bit. Tells you from my point of view. I'm not telling you what to do in your life. Just like you don't like to be told what to do, I don't like to be told what to do. I just say that's my point of view. You can take it, leave it, integrate it a little bit here, there, or whatever. Or learn the hard way, like I did. Learn the hard way on a lot of those lessons. I feel like once I got into my late 20s, I finally learned the lesson of learn from other people's mistakes. If you learn from other people's mistakes, you don't have to go through the pain and suffering of it that they had to, right? Like if you got that crazy ex-girlfriend or boyfriend, and you see that someone else had a crazy ex-boyfriend or girlfriend, that'd be a red flag. You say, look, what happened to them might be happening to you, so look out. You might, come home one day and they emptied the bank account and took your car and bye-bye, they're gone. Because some people are like that, everybody. Some people are scumbags. That's not cool. That's not cool, brother. Of course, you don't really know the situation or all of that, and ain't none of my business anyway. But there you go. There you go with that. So red flag, that stuff. Learn those lessons from other people's mistakes. And you can learn a few from my mistakes along the way here, too. Because I just tell you, I made a mistake. I did this or I did that. I'll just tell you live in stream. I don't care. I always admit my mistakes now so that I can move on from them. If you don't admit your mistakes, if you don't say, you know what, that was my bad, I screwed up, then what you do is you're trying to hide it all the time. So then you try to, make excuses, and then you're saying this, and you might even start lying about it. Oh, well, it wasn't me, it was this thing over here, da, 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 da. And then you got to remember that lie so that you can lie over the top of that lie, and then it just becomes a stack of lies like that. And then you got this giant stack of lies that you're carrying around with you all the time. I know people that are like that, everybody, and you know they're lying. That's the thing. They're bad liars. They're terrible liars, and yet they still lie right to your face, and you're like, this person's a liar. That's not what they're, get out of here. Right? You're just like cringing on that. Cringing on them, just, that's not what they're, that's not the truth. And that's very scary. Now, my brother's like that, everybody. My older brother is like that. He's a liar. He'll steal, like, my bike, and I'll see him on my bike, and then he'll say, no, I didn't take it. And I'm like, dude, I saw you on my bike. You took my bike. He's like, I don't know what you're talking about. Just deny everything. That's his plan. But the problem is the first time someone pegs you as a liar, you will always be a liar to them. Or you'll always be a thief. Or you'll always be whatever it is that it was a down thing. Because they're going to remember the downside of you more than they'll remember the upside of you. Which is a bummer in life, I think, but that's the truth. So if they think you're a liar, you'll always be a liar to them. And it's hard to break out of that. It's hard to get to a point where you're now doing the thing. If you cheat on your significant other, you'll always be a cheater. That's it, forever. You're now you've become that thing to them. Now maybe you might get past that. Maybe it might have been a bad thing or happened at a bad point in your life or whatever. You made a mistake. You own up to your mistake. You spend the next 10 years making up for that mistake. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. You will bear that cross forever. It's like this is one of the things with women's guys, and women already know this, that women can remember every wrong thing you did for decades, and they will pull it up and use it as weapons later on, which I think is an amazing skill. I can't remember all that stuff, everybody. In fact, I don't want to remember it all. I don't keep that stuff so I can use it as ammunition. I just say, you know what, you made a mistake, I made a mistake, let's just roll on, right? Women are very good at that. Incredibly great memories. I give them huge credit for that, incredibly great memories. But they do like to get it and then boom, get it going. She remembered. Wow. Yes. Hey, that's a great skill, everybody. I wish I had that kind of memory. My memory's even worse now with my sleep problems. Okay, AI limiters, everybody. Let's refocus here. We got off on tangents, but hey, that's part of my stream, everybody. I do get off on tangents. That's part of the fun. I love talking to chat. It's like my favorite thing. So if I get in a whole conversation with chat, just roll with it, everybody. Don't worry, I'll get back to it. Okay, we got all 3 of our AI limiters. We got AI limiters there. We renamed all of our AI limiter stuff here. And that's good. We're good. Let's save this baby. Confirm, save. Let's clear it. And then let's go ahead and pull up the B version here. There we go. B version is my favorite. You know why? Because all I got to do is go in here and just change this to AI limiters. And of course, I could have copied it right down here, or just go Control-C. This is my favorite because all I got to do is just change the constructors and then it's done. Like that. And then right down here at the bottom. Did I take that ladder out? Is there an extra ladder on this one? No, there isn't. All right. And then make sure that you name it the right thing because you don't want to get screwed up with it later. AI limiters B. Save. And then we'll go organize it here under our blueprints. Let's see. Assemblers. Add a subcategory. Of course, we remembered to copy the name, so we'll have that. Run up there. By the way, the copy paste that's in the game is different from your copy paste like of text and stuff, as you just saw. I could keep the copy paste of any text that I highlight, and then paste it into the actual game. And this is assemblers, and then I'm going to go all the way down here to the bottom because it likes to add it to the bottom. I'm much more of a fan of putting it at the top, so I don't have to scroll down 50 times to get the thing that I'm working on right at that moment. There we go, and we made that a little pink there. We need to clear our thing here too. Let's adjust the colors on these. I know I'm feeling some red on this. Yeah, let's edit right here. Let's go add a little bit more red in there. A little stronger. There we go. And that's just so I can, the 2 recipes will be very different. And so when I go to pull them up, they'll be very different from the previous ones. And this way, I had less chance. It's like an extra thing that helps me not pull up the wrong thing, hopefully. That's what that's all about. There we go. All right, AI limiters. Now we're ready to make them. So let's go up here and we'll say we need this and we need this. And I think we're doing 2 of them, right? AI limiters, we are doing 2 of those factories. Okay. Let's get a little warm in here, everybody. And I need to do my towels real quick. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring up some fun for you guys to do in the chat while I go ahead and get it going. You'll always be the downside. Yes, that's for sure. You're in a fight and you're the unarmed person when you're fighting with a female. Everybody, she gonna be way more have way more ability to remember all that stuff. All right, everybody, go ahead and get that going on. You go ahead and descramble the words in there. Don't let just one person do it. It's going to take a team. Work together. And if I see you guys working together when I come back, I'm going to give you some Kiz Caps for future giveaways, which we're going to start doing on Tuesday, which is tomorrow. So we're going to be doing it all week long. So make sure to build up those Kiz Caps, and I'll be right back. Are you having a delay? Oh, man, I hate that. Don't you hate that, Irish Stitcher? But hey, look at you guys working together, and because you guys are working together, there's an extra 1,000 Kiz Caps for future giveaways. Look at that. Had to run some towels there, everybody. Now, again, this is a bonus stream, so this is when I'm usually doing all of that stuff off stream. But in this case, we're going to get in. We're going to get to it. Look at those high-speed connectors running over there. Very nice. Okay, we need to grab some resources. So let's go ahead and spin our way down here and see if we can hunt some down now. We hopefully have some backlog of steel beams over here that we can utilize. Yeah, there they go. All right, see, and that's really easy. I can just cut that off and it will stop making whatever it is making down the line. And then I can just utilize it. Now, a lot of times what I will do, and I'll probably do this in the future playthrough, where I integrate just a single box just for me. So it always fills that box first, and then it uses the resources for the actual factory. I feel like that would be something I would change in here. So I always have a box available for whenever I need it for building. Building or progressing my hypertubes or whatnot. So that's definitely something we're going to do in a future playthrough. Probably we'll have a separate factory, and then that factory will run the resources where our hub is, and then we'll have just a box that's just for that. And we'll just run it right next to the hub, which is pretty sweet. Especially you put your train station right next to the hub, and then that train station is just dropping off resources all day. And I've done that in previous playthroughs, but never at this level, everybody. Again, I like to leave stuff for me to do as I play, right? I like to come back and say, okay, what am I going to do differently this time, and take it to another level and take it to another level. We're really scaling it up. And this is really because of blueprinting. Blueprinting allows you to do a lot more in less amount of time. And it might seem like it's more amount of time because you are spending a lot of time working on your blueprinting. But overall, in the game, as you're playing through, it's actually less time. If I spend 6 hours on a blueprint, that is actually probably 30 or 40 hours less when I go to make that thing, right? Because then I can just make a whole bunch of them in a sequence, which is different than going in and making one and then making the next one and making the next one and so on. And that also leads to errors. But if you got your blueprint right, it's going to be the same every single time you put it down, which is super useful. All right, we're trying to get to our AI limiters. We're working on it. We got to get ourselves some resources here, and now we are ready to rock. And this is going to go pretty quickly. All we got to do is pop and lock these babies right in there, and then go over here, and we're going to get our B version. And we're going to throw that. Oh, this is in the way. Going to take all this out. There we go. Same thing here. Put that down. Hit H. I've got the arrow toward me. Nudge that right into position. And then while we're back here, let's go ahead and connect our power together. And then we're going to work on our front power. So we're going to take the power from here and run it right in that little corner there. And now that AI limiters has power. We're good to go, and then we want to go ahead and do all of our connections. So we'll do our hypertubes here, across here. We can fill this in because we already ran the line. That done. We're going to run our hypertube across. Let's go ahead and do our inputs and outputs over here, and we'll run our resources here in a bit. First, we'll go ahead and get all of our connections styling and profiling. And then in the back here, we'll go ahead and make sure to finish that off. Come down here, add ourselves an entrance. Go ahead and hit this and run that on the inside. Actually, I should click it from the inside and then run it there. There we go, much nicer. And now we've got a hypertube there. We've got all of our stuff connected together, ready to go. All-inclusive blueprint requires a lot of thinking, and the best blueprint builds make it clean, or I can, or it can. Yes, that's why this is a very clean setup, because it has the inputs and outputs on the side, and it's all in there. Instead of it being where I have to add the inputs, see, I have to add separate things for the inputs on my larger ones because the machines are so big that I need to leave room for those machines. Now, what I did on the manufacturers, I just made one manufacturer in there, and then have all the line runs and all that stuff that change to the next one and to the next one inside that one thing. So it makes it much more efficient in the long run. If you have to run a few lines, that's fine. But if you find yourself doing a lot of stuff, then you should really integrate that in with your blueprint for sure. Okay, AI limiters. What are we looking for? Copper sheets and quick wire, which we're probably running over here. We got quick wire there. I don't think we're using copper sheets. I don't remember using copper sheets on any of my other stuff yet. Betcha this is the one that's using that beams. Using oh, it's got plenty of smart plating, but betcha it's smart plating. No, smart plating is working. I don't know. We'll backlog some of them beams first, and then we'll keep them for us. So quick wire is easy. Quick wire is right here that we've been using. So we can go ahead and divert some quick wire down. And let's just go ahead and divert it back here. Again, you don't want to get it to be too spaghetti-ish, but you also want to think about your time too. How much time do you want to spend fooling around with this stuff as well. So let's go ahead and put a lifter there. And then we're just going to cross connect this nice and cleanly into there. That's going to run up there. Okay, and then out here, this one is where we want to go. And so let's go ahead and run these from underneath. Now I can run them from up above or underneath. In this case, I'm going to run this one from underneath. Like that. I'm going to look and see if there's anything there obstructing it. Nope. And then this one, I'm just going to offset right next to it. And I can just run this up like that. Run this. Should be going this way. There we go. Always tries to trip you up there for some reason. Okay, and then we got our quick wire, and I've already forgotten what the other thing was. Copper sheets. Okay, so we'll run the copper sheets on the outside. We'll run our quick wire to the inside here. And then we'll say copper sheets this way. That just allows the belt to band a certain way. So let's bring this forward so we're not clipping in there. And then running that there. And then we know this is going to be copper sheets. So we're just going to run this back. We're going to go find our copper sheets and we're going to run it right here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There. We'll just run that there. It might be a little far for our copper sheets, but we'll take a look. It's actually not. It's perfect. Okay. Now our copper sheets, our copper sheets are being used for something because I can see that they're running off somewhere, but you can see they're not very much of them are getting used. So again, let's just go ahead and split it right here. And see that's too far for me. I would want to bring that a little closer just to kind of control the way that's going. Kind of like this. And then you're going to have a much cleaner run across there. Yeah. That does not look like it's lined up, though. Let's go ahead and move that over just a little bit. We'll put our back to this thing, and we'll try to center on it. Turn this way. Line up that splitter. The splitter in first, and then run the splitter up there. There we go. That's now working. And then you're going to have a nicer line run over here where it's just at the same angle and it's not kind of going across, all right, getting that spaghetti going on. We don't need none of that. And we're going to go on the outside one, so actually we would want to fix this. That went backwards. Wonderful. Always love it when it decides to go backwards. That's going to be blocking that, so we don't want that. We'll be blocking that other input there that we could use later on. Oh, man, what is it with it, man? It's getting crazy in here. Right when I click it, it likes to switch it the other way. One of the great tricks, by the way, is when you click here, click again, and it will get the other side, usually right away. And then you can just go ahead and run it down the way here. This is going the wrong direction. It means that this is going the wrong direction. Yeah, so that means the one above is wrong. Always something. That way. There we go. And you'll know it right away when you go to connect that belt. It'll be like, nope. Too bad, too sad, brother. That's why I always try to run my belts in the direction that I want them to end up. Just want to click to the thing. Irritating. I don't know if it's my mouse or me. Or a combination of both things. There we go. Alright, now we're making some AI limiters. No, maybe not. What happened to our copper sheets back here? Oh, that's up a little too high. That's not going to work. All right, fine. Fine, we'll do it this way. That's what we got to do. That's what we got to do. All right. I can sit there and rework that, everybody, but I'm just going to run that so we can get going. Get going on the next thing. We got a lot of stuff to build. All right. Now, what we want to see is some AI limiters coming out of here. We got both those resources running in. We want to see those resources running to the next stuff, which we do. We want to see some AI limiters popping out of here at some point. It's going to take it a minute for it to spin up to speed. This is how you test this back factory is working. Is you just watch this belt, something comes down the line, you know it's working. There it goes. Okay, that one's working. And then we go check the front. Oh, yeah, there it went right there. So AI limiters off and running. I wonder if I have a bunch of extra AI limiters laying around. That's a good question. I know I had a bunch in a box back here. Let's go look. Let's go check it out. I hope you guys are having a great Monday. I work every day, so Monday's no big deal to me. Yeah, some people are like, oh God, it's Monday. I was like, yeah, same to me, bro. I get up every day. I get up every day, try to do as much as I can, and then you know, spend time with the family, do all that kind of stuff, and then just go to the next day. You know, trying to get the most out of what days I've got left in my lifetime. Do all the things that I like to do. Alright, don't see anything now. I seem to remember a bunch of various stuff over here that I think we might have grabbed the bulk of those. Yep, I think we did. Okay. I think we don't have that many extra AI limiters, but we're going to have a ton of them in a minute. It's going to make a bunch of those for sure. All right, AI limiters done. All right, on the next stuff. Radio. Oh, actually, we should do crystal oscillator next. Let's go ahead and put that higher on the list here. Let's put this lower down because crystal oscillators are one of those things that you use in just about everything after this, or some sort of combination of that. We'll want to switch to that next. So crystal oscillators, let's go. Let's see, crystal oscillators, I believe, are in the assembler. I am remembering correctly. Let's go see. Maybe not. Oh, maybe it's in the big boy. Oh, yeah. Oh, it's because it has 3. Yeah. Quartz crystal cable and reinforced iron. Reinforced iron plates. I can't remember what the other thing was. Cable. Now, I don't remember all of the combinations, everybody. There's no way. My brain's going to remember all of that. I just do the best I can do. 18, 14, 2.5. 18, 14, 2.5. And I just realized I put those in the wrong spot over here. 18, 14, 5. Take this out. And then our output is 1 per minute. It's pretty sexy. Pretty sexy. And it's going to be in the manufacturer. So we're going to go ahead and copy this. That right there. And then this is going to be one of these. Goes there. And then the output. 1, 1, and 1. And then we'll use our calculations here to get that going, and then our other calculations here to get all of this going. There we go. All right, quartz crystal. How much of that is we producing? Probably a crazy amount. Quartz crystal right there. We are producing 468. Might be enough. 468. All right, cables we are tapping into here, so we've cut that in 48 and a half, and we're probably going to cut that in half as well. Hey, Suri, what's 48.75 divided by 2?
48.75 divided by 2 is 24.375.
Okay, we'll put that in there and see how it goes. Reinforced iron plates. Are we using that elsewhere? Right here. So 87 of those under smart plating. Hey, Suri, what's 87 divided by 2?
87 divided by 2 is 43.5.
There we go. Cut that in half. Okay, over here it needs 1. Now, of course, we probably have a bunch backlogged that we could use. And so that will boost us a bit. And if it says total number of factories, 26 I could make. 26 manufacturers if I only had that much cable running right now, which I totally could do if I wanted to. Not going to. I'm going to make 2 manufacturers, and we're going to say that the cable is going to be our limiting factor, and that's going to be way more than enough, everybody. I'm telling you, for crystal oscillators, you will end up with a crazy ton of these. I have a bunch of them in a box right now, just as proof. So we're going to go ahead and do manufacturer, crystal oscillator, easy peasy. We need to do 2 of them. So let's get in here. Let's go ahead and go to our blueprints, our previous manufacturers here. We're going to click both of those to tell us how much resources we need. Then we're going to go grab those resources from our backlog of resources down here. Not these. What do we got over there? Over here. I kind of feel like we can take this one out. Move that stuff up here. See anything in there? Build this. Now we just got to remember that this is stuff, not any stuff we're looking for here right now. We're not looking for any of that. We're here looking for this stuff in here. These are all high-end resources. So yeah, we've really done a great job of diminishing. Look at all those crystal oscillators in there. We did a great job of diminishing all of the extra resources that we were using. We basically used the bulk of that up from this level. Let's go up here and see how we're doing on this level. And these are just the resources that were left over when I took other processes out from the previous base. So then what I do is I just kind of go over here and I try to use this up so I'm not using up the stuff that's going into my production. And it's a good idea to do that because then it just keeps diminishing all of this more and more and more over time until basically you end up with none of that. All of that goes away, or at least you have a little left, and you just throw that away and just go and collect fresh resources. In theory. All right, loading the blueprints. High-speed connectors is now going to become crystal oscillators. And we'll wait for it to save. How long have I been working on this map session? I have been working on this for 439 hours, but not me. Not me. I haven't been doing that. Maybe 100? I don't know, maybe 60, maybe 30. I can't remember. I guess I could go back and see how many streams I've done. Now, I've done some really long streams. So let's say I did 5 12-hour streams, so say 60 hours. Let's just round it up to 60 hours. 60 hours of that is me, and the rest of it is the game just running on my computer. And that's it, which is awesome. Because, again, my time is my most valuable resource. And my computer just running when I'm not around is perfectly easy to do it. And I'm all about the mandate from Fixit, which is efficiency first. And so that is what this playthrough is all about. Efficiency first, meaning that to set it up, let it run, get some resources, then set that up, let that run, so on and so forth, and just keep that cycle going. If I play this through again, or when I play through this again, I'll definitely play through it again. But when I play through it again, I'll use the server. And when I use the server, it runs 24/7. And so that means I can just backlog literally thousands of boxes of resources in there as well. And you're like, well, Kismet, how do I get a server? Boom, right there, and get 10% off. It's the only time it's okay to drop someone's name. Drop my name, Kismet, you get 10% off your own server, and you can let it run all day, every day, because what do you care? It's only a couple bucks a month, so there you go. That's saving you just on power alone right there. Just letting your power run in your house, you let it run someone else's server farm. All right, crystal oscillator is what we're doing. All right, there. And let's go down here. I just thought of something. Why don't I just take it out of here? Just copy it from right here. Look at that. I can just copy it from there and then just... Because it's just a universal text in Windows, see? Just copy and paste it in there. Pretty sweet. Crystal oscillator. Let's do a nice purple for a crystal oscillator. We're going to save that. We're going to take that out. Did we name the thing here? We did not. We got to make sure we name this too. There we go. No worries. We can always go back in and save over the one we just did. And then we're going to load the B version. There we go. Same thing here. We're going to go in and change the manufacturer to the oscillator. Super easy mode. Back in here. Copy pasta, the name. Or just pasta, the name in that case. Change it to a nice purple so it's different from the previous one I did. And save that. And then clear the designer so I'm getting my resources back. There we go. It's kind of like playing a country song back, everybody. You get your car back, you get your girl back, you get your dog back, you get your house back. There you go. There you go, everybody. Pretty awesome. Okay, and then same thing up here. We're going to do our crystal oscillators up here at the top. Oh, and that's inset in there. I inset that in a little bit. You know what? I think I'm going to keep that trend going. I'm going to inset a little bit. This way I can, my line runs won't run into other line runs as much. So that was like a fate thing there, trying to tell me to do something now. Let's see. I need to organize these. I need to add a subcategory. Select all paste, return. Drag that up to the top here. A little bit more. Crystal oscillator there. Manufacturer here, run this up there, put this over there, apply those changes, change my set over here, and set that to 1, and there we go. Now we need to change all of this out, clear our to-do list, and now we're going to make crystal oscillator A and B. And how many do we totally need? 2. Okay, 2's enough for me. And again, when you start doing these big manufacturing, everybody, that's when things go crazy, crazy. Now, on this one, I'm going to let that one sit back because it's different from all my manufacturers. So I kind of like that, so I'm going to leave that like that. And then I'm going to go ahead and do the B version. Now, you can see how just easy this becomes because the blueprints are just godsend in this game now. In the fact that you can make alternate versions of it. You can very easily set it up so you can run the power line. See how it's set up? And I have the foundation out on purpose so I can run the power line. Makes that nice and easy. Also, our inputs and outputs back here. We can run those. What are we doing with our crystal oscillator? How many does that take? Is a good question. Is it 3 or is it... Alright, it's 3. Alright, so let's go over to this side first. And we're right by our awesome sync on that one. We're definitely going to have to recess the next one because our thing is right there. Let's run our power. See, the smartest thing I've been doing, everybody, is just chaining the power as I'm working. And then eventually what's going to happen is all of this power, instead of me running it underneath and then running it back this way, I can just connect it at the end back this way from my power. And then it will just run through the whole factory that direction. And I can take out all those big wire things that I have, and it'll all be hidden underneath. The foundations, which I think is pretty cool. This one's done over here. How's our AI limiters doing over here? Booyah! All right, they're building up. Okay, and we'll do our sign. There. Wish it had picked up the format of our previous sign, but sadly it does not. We are doing crystal oscillators right here. And then since we saved the name, we can just go ahead and do that. And we already got that in there. All that looking good. Now we just need our inputs. Let's get them going. This one's offset. Let's fix that. Okay, let's go under here and see what we got going on. Oh, look at that. Very nice. Okay, and again, what do we need? Quartz crystal, cable, and reinforced iron plate. So probably the trickiest one is a reinforced iron plate. It's on the other side. But quartz crystal, we're not even using that right now. And then also we're running some cable along here that we can go ahead and try to find as well. And we see, look at that, got an empty line there. Ah, see, that's those automated wiring. That's okay, just going a little slower. That's fine. I know we ran some cable. Wow, right there. Perfect positioning for that. For me to tap into that and to run that down. Very nice. That just happened by accident, everybody. That was not some sort of grand plan there. But I will take it. I'll take it any day of the week and twice on Monday. Because today's Monday, everybody. That's why. Okay, and then we'll just run this out like that. And we will then run this to that inside, trying to keep that line run nice and clean there. And run this over here. Like that. Just here. On this one, what I'd probably do is go ahead and do this on this one. And then that on that one. This way, this one will swing around. It's going the wrong way, of course. I told it to go the wrong way. It's my bad. I keep forgetting to look at what direction those darn lifters are going. They trip me up from time to time. There we go. Okay, now up here, we'll go ahead and get this started. Boom, let that start running into that machine over there. Now, the other thing was cable. Or no, cable was the first thing we got. Quartz crystal. Quartz crystal. All right. Now we got to get our quartz crystal from wherever it is, way over here. And let's see, I think I'm doing quartz crystal down here. Where is that quartz crystal? Maybe not. Copper? Maybe I'm doing that down below. Let's go see. Oh yeah, I did that down this bottom level. Oh, I forgot. It's been a while. Quartz crystal not doing a dang thing right now. Not going anywhere, just backlogging itself, and that means that right here we got 3, 6, 9, 12 boxes of quartz crystal backlogged. And that's a thing I love to see, everybody. Okay, so what do we got right above here that we can go ahead and try to run it up out of there and run it up to the top, in which we can run it that way. We're gonna have to run it up, way up. Okay, so maybe we'll run this back over here where no one's really gonna see it. Let's say right here. Let's say back here. And we'll get a little tricky since this is going up to the next level. And we'll put it right there. Oops, too close. Too close. I'm going to offset it just a little bit. There we go. And then we'll go down here and we'll stand here and we'll look straight up. Ah, and that's exactly where a thing is in the way. Okay, no worries. We'll move it up just a little bit. Center that. And then center this like this. There we go. So now what we're going to do is basically run this through all the way up into this one. Oh, it's not lined up. Really? Thought I centered that. Oh, it's like centered in the thing. Ah, it's centered across the... if you notice that, depending on which way you have those turned, is it whether it has the straight line in the center or whether you have it there. One of these playthroughs, I'm going to, like, worry about that. Not this one, but one of them. All right, crystal oscillator's there. Okay, now we'll go down here. And actually, I have them back here already. Have them back there where we could get to them. Crystal oscillators. No, not crystal oscillators. Quartz crystal. That's what we're doing. We're tapping this right here. That is outputting somewhere. That's inputting. That's an input. Green is input. Blue output. Ooh, where did our output go? Okay, take it out. Oh, see, that's what's throwing me off. That's right here. All right, that threw me off just a little bit. That's okay. We'll get it going. There. Run that up. Trying to see where that's running. Right here. Okay. Again, this one will turn this way. And this one will try to make sure our direction is going the right way. Nope, this is all wrong. Wrong, wrong, wrong. Bring up into that one. And we need to turn it the other way. Nope, still going the wrong way. All right, let's set it by the one underneath. There we go. Got to get them directions right. Very, very important. Okay, so that should start flowing out of there like crazy. That's going to then just roll itself up into this top area. And then we're going to go up here and see where that ends up. Oh, ends up inside a factory. Okay, that's not going to work. We're going to need to move that over just a little bit here. See if we can do that. See how that's lined up, just a little off the side of the metal there. Right there. And going in that way. The reason why we adjusted that, it's going to run through the side of our factory, so we don't want that to clip if we can avoid it. And then that's going to run up to there and end up over here. Very nice. Okay, and that's the top part of the factory. What do we actually want that to end up? Way down here at the end. Over there. Let's go ahead and reverse engineer that. Now, I'm not actually going to run it up that way. It's actually going to come underneath. But I'm just putting it there so it's real obvious as to where I'm trying to grab it from. And we'll work that here in just a second. Let's get this going. Definitely don't want to go there. I'm going to run into a stopping point. Is that a glass roof? Is that a MAM thing? Just check the hub for some time. Maybe I'll check. Yes, you can actually make glass roofs. I actually have them in a lot of my extractors, which is pretty fun. Okay, this is going the wrong way. That is going the wrong way. Let's just fix that before we get too far. See it over there. Run this here. I'd say if you run your lines as you're moving that way, then by the time you get there, you're done. There we go. Then here's where our crystal oscillators are coming up, and then we'll just take those out. Readjust it this way. And that is golden. And run that in there, and there we go. Boom, crystal oscillators, good. Now we're 2 out of 3. Now we need reinforced iron plates right over here. Let's see where we're going with those. Those are going over here for the heavy modular frames. Definitely look massively backlogged there. And just so happens that our other factory is down that way. So let's see what we can do here. Maybe just utilize our underrun here. I'm going to go ahead and just split it right here, or maybe we want to do a second output over here. We already using second output? We are. Yes, we're using two outputs. One here and one that's already running down the line. Yeah, yeah, see? That's a good find right there, because now I can just go ahead and keep moving my way down until I'm just right across from my crystal oscillators. I'll keep following that line down. And let's say, where's our input for that? Let's say right here. See what we can do with that. There. Okay, so we're going to need to bring this under. And we can just split this right here. Actually, even nicer, we could split it maybe there. Oh yeah, that's very nice. I'm going to run that to the outside. Ah, that's when I run out of aluminum sheets. It's always trying to troll me, everybody. Like, oh, you're trying to finish that? Hold on, let's just run out of them sheets right there. Oh, actually, they are down here. They're down here. Right, yeah. Yeah, I have it on my extractors. I have a cool little glass thing. Now, I can make the whole thing out of glass if I want to, but the whole point of putting it in the factory is so I don't have to look at it. I just want to look at the inputs and outputs, but I don't need to see all the machinery working inside there, and that just slows down my frames per second. You can see I have really good frames per second. Sometimes it gets real weighty when you're doing it, and that's because I don't see 99% of the process. I only see that stuff is working. That's all I care about. Is it working? Yes, cool. On to the next thing. That's the way I roll, everybody. So it has multiple purposes right over here. Now, speaking of it's working, let's go up here and see if our crystal oscillators are going to be throwing down up here. Let's go, baby. All right, we got a problem with our quartz crystal not making it in and our reinforced iron plates not making it in. And that's because we haven't actually run those up yet. Let's run those up. Oh, wait, we want to run those in reverse. Hold on. Now, the reason why I'm going to run it in reverse is so I can see them going up. There we go. On the outside. There we go, and we'll consider that good to go, everybody. All right. Check that manufacturer. Manufacturer is getting super fed right now with a ton of loot, everybody. Way faster than that thing is ever going to go. Even if I overclock that thing, it's way more resources than it's using for sure. But I don't need to overclock it. That's because I am being very efficient in this playthrough, and I just made another one. Over here. Now, one of the cool things about this is you're going to see the resources on the back here, so you don't have to guess which ones you're using. And that's why I did the first one in there, and then I can then see that this is going to go to that one, and this one's going to go to that one. And so I have it automatically where it can chain it to the next one, and then I can chain it again and again and again on as much as I want to. I can put 50 of these factories here if I want to. Might run out of power eventually, but now it's doing 2 per minute instead of 1 per minute. Which is awesome. Now, this would be one of the few that I would just overclock the heck out of this, everybody. Normally, I would just overclock the first one. It would be doing 2. Then I don't have to make multiple line runs. But since I have factories that are very easy to chain, instead of using, 4 times the power or 2.5 times or 5 times the power or whatever it works out to be, it's just using its normal power. So I'm using a lot less power for all that stuff. So, crystal oscillator's good. We look in the front. We see if we see any crystal oscillators there. Oh, we got to do our back stuff. That's right. We got to do all of our connections back here where this one connects into this one. And this is the thing about the manufacturers. They're so big that you have to do some of these extra connections after you put it down. And I really feel like I could revamp that so that you wouldn't have to do all of those extra connections. And I'll work on that in a future playthrough. Get that going on. But as long as you remember to do it, everything should work out in the end. There we go. So now those are running in from both factories, are running into the front box. And we should see some of our crystal oscillators show up here somewhere. Yeah, there they are. All right, crystal oscillators being made. And now we're going to let that run. But of course, we have a bunch of crystal oscillators. Let's hunt them down. I think they're over on this side down here. Honestly, can't remember what I did with them. I have both short memory and attention span. There we go. Right there. Now, before you pick up all those crystal oscillators, give yourself a little separate box area for all of your loot so that when you're ready to build something else, you can come back and do that. I should take this box out as I'm going to slowly eliminate all of that. And then up we go. So we'll just go up right here. Oh, that's underneath the thing. I made a box. I made a box, no doubt. Where'd that box go? There's a box there somewhere. Yeah, right there. All right, that can make me throw some crystal oscillators away, but that'll be fine. And then I'm just going to throw... Oh, actually, I could just go like this. Throw all that away. There we go. Oh, well, throw it away. We'll deal with it later. What am I doing? Running this way. Crystal oscillators. Let's go. All turned around here. All turned around, just trying to get to my higher level here. Okay. High-speed connectors. Crystal oscillator. Boom. Again, I already got a bunch of them. Might as well utilize them. If you haven't tried it yet, everybody, it's really fun using the zip lines too. I don't really know how useful they are, but they are fun. And I guess that's what their usefulness is. And there we go. And see, as we go ahead and replace the processes that we had before, we're going to go ahead and keep putting them where they go, basically. So as I add storage for that particular thing, I'm then going to put some of that in the storage, because might as well. Because those crystal oscillators, instead of waiting around for it to make all those crystal oscillators again, actually take this one out now. I can just go ahead and put them in here, and then the next phase of our building is going to be already ready to rock. There we go. Very nice. Crystal oscillators good. Those will go ahead and run and do their thing. Take these boxes out that have all of our resources from before. Now would probably be a really good time to save. Really good time to save. How are we doing on time? Plenty of time. Plenty of time to get this going on. The glass plane, yes. Now what you do to do that is it's more of a cosmetic thing than an actual like glass roof. Like if you go in and you look at your roofs, like you go under architecture, you say your flat roof here, and you're going to put your flat roof down like that. Well, that's not how you make it glass. What you do is you go into your customizer, materials, glass roof, click on it, ta-da! You got yourself a cool glass roof. Just like that. I might leave that there. Just for funsies, just so we can peek down there. But there we go. And you could have glass foundations if you want to. All of it could be glass, all of that. Except for it wouldn't really be a foundation. It would be a roof. Because if you try to do anything else, if you looked in the customizer, you can see that foundations and wall materials cannot be glass. So it has to be a roof item for it to be glass. I know, that's a bummer, right? That's a bummer. And I can't wait for them to add more custom swatches because I don't know what's up with them custom swatches. I want to add some more. I haven't figured out how to do more custom swatches. I thought they had multiple in there. You just plus it at some point, but I don't know if they changed it or they're fixing it or they're adjusting it some way. I don't know. I don't know what they're doing with it, but I definitely would want to have my own sets of custom colors to use for sure. Yes, you got to get them in the Awesome Sync. Those are all in the Awesome Sync. You want to get yourself lots and lots of tickets. I suggest Quickwire. While you're building out your factory, get Quickwire going as soon as possible. So iron stuff, copper stuff, concrete always first. Do concrete first. So let me do that again. Concrete. So limestone to concrete, iron, copper, because you're going to need your iron way more than you're going to need your copper in the early game. And then immediately to Quickwire or Caterium. Caterium is the raw resource. Get that raw resource, convert it into ignits, make it into Quickwire, and run that sucker just non-stop into the Awesome Sync because you're going to literally need one stack of it. One stack the entire game. Well, most of the beginning of the game anyway. So you're not going to need that much. Unless you're doing a lot of multiple connections onto the same thing, which I very rarely do. Now, in the later game, you're going to need it. You're going to need to run it into your various different inputs and outputs. But in the early game, it's all about running it in the Awesome Sync, just non-stop. And it's probably gotten me 200 tickets. I've unlocked all of the stuff in there. There's a bunch more stuff in there I can unlock, which I haven't got to yet. I'll get around to it one day. I'll get around to it. Okay, so we got all that done. That's done now. Man, we're making some serious progress today. Crystal oscillator. Sweet. And we're definitely going to have to offset that to look out for our thing. All right, radio control unit is what we're feeling next. Yeah, I'm feeling some radio control unit. Now, if we hit something that needs something that hasn't been made yet, then we're going to move that thing up. And that's why I'm doing crystal oscillator first, because we're going to run into that here in a bit. Okay, crystal oscillator. We're going to go ahead and use our one up top here. Oh, we were using our one down here. I'm going to take these up. I don't know why I'm using my one down there. I'm not building down there. I'm building up here. So I'm going to build all the rest of the stuff up here, because this is the higher end resources. Even though they're not all manufacturers, they're definitely higher end resources for sure. So what we're going to do is just go over here. And again, I call it the play yard, where you just go ahead and throw this stuff down. You can also just look it up by hitting O and then look it up that way. But I like to just throw it down like this so I can just look at the thing that I'm trying to do. All right, radio control unit. Kind of feels like something that would be in a manufacturer. Oh, yeah. There we go. 3 different items. Oh, an aluminum casing. So, we need to stop and do our aluminum casing at this point. Let's see. Aluminum casings right here. All we need is aluminum ignits, and that's super easy because we can just tap that in the area down below. And see, our aluminum ignits are coming from down below right there, and they're running into our aluminum sheets. So we can create aluminum casings. Let's see, do I want to run them over here? I kind of feel like I do. I wait for this obnoxiously long save, though. There we go. Okay, where's this running? This is running our oil way up here. But I feel like we can go... Oh, that's not even running that line anymore. Bet you that was our other stuff. Yeah, we can take all this out now. That was originally our plastic lines. And so we no longer have that plastic production, so we no longer need that. And now it's no longer blocking our way here. How convenient. Okay. Then we can go ahead and just run this. There we go. Over that. Fill this in a little bit nicely, like this. You know, I kind of fill it in as I go. I don't spend a lot of time filling this stuff in. If it's just like in the middle and whatnot. But I'll fill it up a little bit as I go, and then in the long run, we all good. Alright, and I hit G so I don't accidentally hit something else. And it's just going to take out those foundations, hopefully not hitting any of those other foundations down there. And we need aluminum casings. So let's go ahead and end up working down here again. Aluminum casings. Let's do it. Okay, aluminum casings, and we had already got it going. It says it needs 1 factory, but you know what? We'll just make 2 because that's the way we roll. And where do we need to make our aluminum casings? Let's get another row below. We can find that out simply by just hitting O. And then you can just say aluminum casings here, right here. It'd be nice if it said what your inputs and output speeds were. I mean, the production rate is 60 and whatnot. And it's probably 2 in and 3 in is what, or 3 in here and 2 out. That's what it's trying to tell me. Since it's a single input, it's going to be a constructor. So that's going to probably be one of the easiest factories to do when you doing your blueprints. And you can see I have some constructors here. So of course, when I click on it, I don't have any resources because it's always like that. Every time I go to do a blueprint, it's like that's the moment I run out of that particular resource. Let's go in and figure out why this is acting funny. Stop being funny. And work. There we go. Constructors. We're going to need one of these and one of these. Oh, we need a few bits of stuff. Let's see if we can grab it down there. Nope. Up here. Over here. Might have a little bit of laying around. Definitely this. A little extra concrete while we're at it. And burn up these extra resources. There's some extra plates there. Let's get those going. And then actual plates. No plates. Let's go grab some. Move them down here. Probably one of the most useful things, plate concrete, because you're just making these foundations all the time. At least I am, because as I'm expanding and then also they're used in the blueprints. Definitely want to have a huge backlog of iron plates. And as you can see, I do. I'm just going to click them all. Actually, I'm going to put the small one back and take a full stack. Just to make it more efficient in my running back and forth. It does show that. Yeah, I think it's showing my inputs and outputs there as 3 and 2. I just like looking in the thing. I don't know. It's just a me thing, I guess. It's a me thing. Okay, and load blueprints right over here. Okay, now this is going to be right in here, aluminum casing. So yeah, 90 aluminum ingots is the input and 60 is the output. So let's go in and see where it says 90 and 80. Let's see, aluminum casings. Type it right. Aluminum casings. Where's my 90 and an 80? There's a 60. There's a 60 output. It's not telling me my inputs though. Opening codecs. Let's clear the to-do list. See if it actually says our inputs and output speeds. This is just telling me for every 3 of these, it's going to output 2 of those. But it doesn't tell me the 80% ratio and all of that stuff I would like to see. Let's see. I think there's a way to see it. Ah, there it is. Yes. Yes, I knew it was in there. Man, I haven't used that in forever. I feel like that takes like 10 times longer than just looking in the thing. You got to open it up. You got to type it. You got to find the thing. You got to click it. You got to click to expand it. Or I could just load the blueprint and go to the constructor and do it. I could have built the constructor and clicked on the constructor. That's 2 steps. Hitting O, typing the name, that's 2 steps. Clicking the thing, that's 3 steps. Clicking the expand, that's 4 steps. 2 steps is better than 4 steps, I think, everybody. But that's just me being efficient. But it is there, and I knew it was there. It's been there for a while, but I very rarely use it. Okay, so 90 in and 60 out. Let's just put that down here. Oh, we already even put it in there, everybody. We already have it in there. We didn't even need that. Okay, so we're going to divert those aluminum ingots in there, and all we got to do really is just go in and tell this to be all the same thing. So copy, and then we're going to pasta in there, and pasta again, and pasta again. I knew it was in there somewhere. Again, sometimes my memory... See, if you don't use stuff for a long time, your memory starts to fade. And that's okay. It's okay if that happens. Let's double check here. Getting that double check vibe here. Let's just double check. Aluminum casings. Aluminum casings. Let's not go too fast and then end up where some of these are not set right. And then over here and over there. There we go. And then, how are we going to do this? This is probably going to come from the side and not from below, but that's okay. And then we'll make this easy on ourselves by just going over here and highlighting it in our spreadsheet. Like that. And then I don't have to type it, which is awesome. Aluminum casings right here. Now remember, we've built all of this before as well, and we're just kind of rebuilding it here in our factory. This is not my first playthrough, just so you all know. This is like my 50th or 100th. I can't remember because I stopped counting after like 10. You can just put that under a lot. All right, aluminum casings, looking sharp, looking good. Glass pane, it does show that. Click to expand. Yes, I remembered. But thanks for having my back there, Harm. Appreciate that. All right, aluminum casings. I kind of feel like a blue on that one. Number A. Save that. And then we'll clear the designer. Go in here to our constructors. We'll get B up here. There we go. And then this is going to be super easy. We're just going to go in here and open that up and paste. Paste all that in there. Paste over there. Paste over there. All right. And then again over here, the B version. Change it to a bluish color. Save that. Oh, it says I got to get my towels. Do we save it? It already exists. Save it again. I don't care. There we go. Okay, and then clear it over here. And then we're going to tell it that's what we're going to make. But first we want to go in here, add a subcategory, select all, paste that again. Put this up here. And up some more. Sometimes it feels like putting it in here, and sometimes it likes to put it under the undefined. It's a little annoying that you got to do that, but you know, that's the way it goes. Wait, that's not an assembler, that's a constructor. There we go. And of course it doesn't put it at the top, it puts it at the bottom, which is annoying. Of course I could just put the thing in there, drag it down the bottom, and then drag the whole thing up. I could do it that way as well. Alright, and then I need to change my set to set number 10, then press number, oh, that's in the wrong order, so you almost tripped me up there. There we go. That one's going to be your number 1. And then we're going to tell it to take those out. And then we're going to say we need to build these factories. How many factories did it say? 1, so we're going to build 2. So one of these and one of these. Now we just need some steel pipe and some wire. Let's see. Drop any of that off over here. There's some pipe there. Oh, there's our cable. Right there. Probably ease off on those plates a little bit. And there we go. We're ready to put that baby down. We are on an absolute roll over here. We are crushing it today. Crushing it. Some casings there. That lined up nicely. Yep. And then blueprint B. that power there since we're standing here, and maybe this power up here too since we're in our power mode. And then we'll chain our power yet again from our... Oh, we put that away. Yeah, let's get this. Chain that across to here, and now that has power. And what else? Aluminum casings, we need the ignits. So we need to go down here and steal a bit of these from over here. Those are coming up right there. Come on, get in between there. Get down there. There you go. Alright, these are coming from right over here. That's kind of a weird connection. What am I doing there? What kind of craziness is going on up in here? I don't like it. Gotta go. I mean, that one must have been an emergency connection there. I would have never left that, everybody. That's an emergency connection when our power went off. Absolutely. Oh, and that doesn't line up. That doesn't line up nice and straight. Alright, we got some cleanup to do here. We're trying to get our nuclear power back up and running because we foolishly disconnected our plastic. And thus, we had to run those across there. There we go. That's much nicer. And then, take this out. That there, that's nice and clean. There we go. And then we're gonna fix our splitter here and run that down the line. Okay, that looks much better. All right, now back to what we're doing. We want to get some of these ignits here and track them back to the source and run them all the way that way. Right here is where they're coming from. Over here. Okie dokie. I think this is where we're going. Yep. Okay, so actually we will run that from underneath. Nice. And then we're running that up, and so here's what we'll do. We'll bring this a bit like this. Oh. I like that where it was. And what we'll do is we'll do back to that actually, and then we'll do a double output down here, so that means it'll just go at 780 on both belt. And that's going to be pretty sweet. That is going to go really, really fast. Come on, there we go. Oh, bunch of lag there. That is going to burn up that backlog like nobody's business. That's going to go nuts, crazy now. All right, then we'll run this up toward our input. That is going to run super crazy in now. Super crazy. That's going to be a lot of aluminum casings, everybody. That's going to be a lot. Because you got to think that while I'm working, everybody's backlogging tons and tons of resources. So it's just going to run at 780. Even though I have it set for 390, because eventually it'll equalize out where it's doing aluminum aluminums for our aluminum sheets, and then also for our casings. But when our aluminum sheets fill, guess what? Then it just turns 100% to the other thing. So yeah, that's pretty awesome because we're not using our aluminum sheets for anything yet. So it's just backlogged them in the box, and now I've got 12 boxes of them. And then the same thing with aluminum casings here. You can see that it pumps out aluminum casings like nobody's business in here, going 60 per minute. Now another thing we got to watch out with aluminum casings is that it doesn't exceed our belt speed. Like you can see our aluminum sheets does 390, but if we were doing it based on the copper ignits, it would be 2340. So we'd have to split it into separate 780 lines if we wanted to. But most of that is more than enough. More than enough aluminum casings. 260 ought to keep us in the green there. All right. Speaking of aluminum casings, oh, we didn't write down our radio control unit. I thought we were going to... Oh, that's right. We got onto the other thing. Okay, so let's go back up here. And we're going to get back to making our radio control unit. So I got to go do my laundry real quick. And we'll come back. We'll do that. And I believe those are in the manufacturer. Let's go right here. Yep, that's what we got in there right now. Aluminum casing, crystal oscillator, and computers. All right. Slum casings. Casings. And I've already forgot the next thing. It distracted me. Crystal oscillator and computer. Oscillator. Let's grab it from over here. Why did I type the whole thing out? Makes it way easier. Crystal oscillator, and then the last thing, which I forgot again, computer. Okay. We got all of those things running, and that's why you see I did the crystal oscillator first, because I know that the radio control unit uses the crystal oscillator. All right, aluminum casings, we're going to need 40. Okay, well, we're producing a whole lot right now. That's going to be way more than it needs. Crystal oscillator, 1.25. And computers, 1.25 as well. 1.25. 1.25. That's just me mistyping it, not it messing me up. And then, again, manufacturer. So we're going to run that down. We're going to copy this. Run that. There we go. And then all of our auto calculators. Right there. There, and there. Done that with this over here. There we go. And then output is 2.5. 2.5. Again, we'll just copy that down. There we go. Now, aluminum casings is going to be an insanity. 260. 260 of those. Crystal oscillators, probably not as much. Right now, 1.74, so no big deal. Just a little slower, but that's okay. And then computers, I'm sure, is pretty low as well. That's one of those early ones that kind of mess you up. So 2 per minute up there. It's all about the numbers, or it doesn't have to be about the numbers. It can be just however you want to do it, everybody. But as you can see, our stuff is diminishing the further into that production. If you're using the same resources over and over again, the same resource nodes, as it'll diminish it down. But I have the power of time. I can just let it run. And even though it's making 1 per minute, if I let it run for 9,000 minutes, I made 9,000. It's as simple as that. Okay. Now we're going to be smart this time, and we're going to copy this ahead of time. Radio control unit, like that. We're going to go to our blueprinter here, and we're going to tell it that we want to make some manufacturers. We want this and this, and we want to get some of our resources back. We've probably backlogged a good amount of steel beams now. And we can go ahead and just grab, wrong way, this way. Oh yeah, booyah! And one of my favorite things is when I do backlog that is I will go in and I'll just run that out and it'll burn up all that excess super fast. But in this case, I'm actually just going to put a separate box out here since I don't feel like running all my resources back, and actually take all of this out of here. So we don't have to keep stopping production to have some for us. And that should last just a little bit. Over here. And then continuing on with whatever production it was doing with that, which I don't remember, but I could look it up if I really cared. Right there. And then we're going to take some of this, and we're going to run it up here. And it might be a good idea to, over here, and maybe make us a few boxes. Kind of feel in the future, too, I'll make some boxes that are literally just sitting next to the blueprinter like this, which will make it super easy to find those extra resources we're looking for. Speaking of, one of the things we can do also is make some ones off to the side to do this and do this. And then I can go ahead and just take this out down here, and it'll drop all of that stuff right into my inventory. Let's move it up here. The next one, boom. Gonna move this up to the top level where we're working. So I don't have to keep running down there over again. You'll see me move these around from time to time. And you'll see we'll actually end up with less boxes. And the reason why is because it's diminishing, and that's what I wanted to do. I want to diminish over time and burn up all these excess resources that we want to get rid of instead of, you know, making a sorter and putting in the sorter and do all that. That's fun too, but I feel much easier just to use the extra that you got. And that one in there. There's our AI limiters there. I knew I'd saw some more of those. Got way too many AI limiters in there. Take those out of there. AI limiters have a home now. Right over here. We got to inset just a little bit. Just for funsies. Look at that. Boom. More AI limiters in there. Probably should take a stack out for me. I always forget. I put it all in there and then I realize, wait a minute. I need me a stack of AI limiters. Let's take all of these other resources that we were using. And then we can go ahead, now that we cleared all that from down there, we can look for any plates or any things that we need. I thought I brought some. Yes, I did right there. And then concrete should be an easy one. I bring a bunch of concrete over. Sadly, I did not. All right. Let's go get some more. You burn up that concrete quick. Ooh, look out. Concrete down there. Nope. Check it while I was going by. Again, you can also pipe all of this by where you're working, your blueprinter. I typically have my blueprinter, my raw resources by the hub. But in this particular factory style, I'm running them all inside the factory. So I have to kind of run back a little bit. But it's not like I got to go take a hypertube way to the other side of the map and go get stuff there. And I could build hypertubes that take me back and forth between the different resources. But I'm not in that much of a hurry, everybody. You know, I try to do stuff quickly, but I try to get also a reasonable amount of that I don't need to build a whole bunch of infrastructure for that unnecessarily. Okay. And so we got to go do our laundry, though. We got to do our laundry. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to pull this manufacturer up right there, and then we're going to work on our radio control units. So let's change it to radio control unit up here, just to remember what we're working on. There we go. We'll go down here and we'll paste that name in there so we don't forget that. We'll go over here and we'll go ahead and name this radio control unit and save that. So I should have changed the color, but actually I still can. Orange. Confirm. There we go. So there we go. And that's really all we need to do in there. Just that. Change the thing, and that's done. And then we can clear that. And then we can load a B version of it right here. And then literally just do the same thing. Go in here. Radio control unit. Down here. And you can see that this just accelerates over time. It just gets faster and faster. Once you get your blueprints down, it just goes faster and faster as you go. What were we doing? I think we were doing an orange on that one. Save. Okay. Looks good. We'll clear the designer so we get our resources back. Grab it all out of there. And then we're going to build that when we come back. Really fast and easy. We're going to get radio control units going, run our aluminum casings and crystal oscillators and all that fun stuff. Running over there. Let's go ahead and also pull up some fun for you all to do while I'm very quickly going to run down and put my towels in the dryer and do a little bit of that for a minute. Now, work together in the chat, everybody. If I see you guys working together in chat, I'm going to go ahead and give you some Kiss Cats for future giveaways. And we got a bunch of giveaways coming up this week. So work together in there, and I shall be right back. All right, I'm back, everybody. I put a 1 in the chat if you can't see and hear me. Look at you guys working together. Whoa, Keijin got the high one. You got the big one. Let me see if I can get a word in here. Dean. Ha! Kismet backing you guys up. I actually got a word. Look at me go. Got you back. I'm usually pretty bad at those games. But hey, look, I helped. I feel special. Nice job, chat. There's a bunch of caps for you for working together. Right over there. Of course, that's a great way to earn caps toward future giveaways. I literally give away thousands of dollars worth of stuff here in the stream. Good idea to work together. Okay, let's get going over here. Well, let me pick up one thing again. Come on, open up the thing. There we go. Let's get our radio control units going. And now, since we have all of our stuff, all of our various machineries already kind of blueprinted, this stuff goes way, way faster. As you can see, we can go in and very easily use a previous blueprint and then utilize that on the next one, and then the next one again, and the next one again, and so on and so forth. And these we can clear, and then we're going to tell it we need one of these and one of these. There we go. And this is actually going to be in the way, so we're going to go ahead and move this back by 1. Just kind of leave that out of there because that's cool. Leave that right out like that. All right, and then we'll hit H. We'll try to line that up a little better. Let's say, oh, that's got walls on both sides. Why does that have walls on both sides? We didn't do the no wall thing on that. Or we got it rotated the wrong. Oh, we got it rotated the wrong way. Okay. It's like, why is that? Why has it got a wall, extra wall there? Freaking me out. That was my bad. My bad. But it rotated the right way, and then once we got it the right way, then we good. All right, we're gonna do 2 of these. Run this out. Speaking of running extra frames there. Aim this over here. Go like that. Again, I'm going to speed up everybody. Now, this is actually how I play when I'm not on stream. I go way, way faster than I actually do on stream. And that's because if I do it too fast, the kids are like, what'd you do? What'd you do, Kismet? I get those kind of questions, and that's okay. I don't mind it. But I usually slow down. Now, once you guys get the general gist of what I'm doing, then I'm definitely going to go faster just to make this a bit easier. And quicker to get going. Okay, so we got that going there. We're going to need to do our inputs, and our inputs are 3 inputs. We're just going to keep going with our deal here, where we're just doing the first 3 here. Let's do this one, and that one, and this one. And let's see what we got here. Not bad, not bad. All right, we just missed that there. Very nice. This here, and then again, what we need is aluminum casings, crystal oscillator, and computer, which are all on this side. So it just so happens that we have crystal oscillator here, so that's a super easy one that we could just literally run around the corner and then run it right down like this. Run that right in now. Oh, we had some aluminum sheets. To bring a bunch of those up too. Let's go get a bunch of those and bring them up. And we're just replacing all of the stuff that we had going, plus a whole bunch more stuff that we're going to add once we get all of these systems in place toward the end. And this is basically the whole game here, everybody. It's just, you know, making one thing to go into the next thing, into the next thing, into the next thing. And I really like that. It's incredibly fun, for sure. It's kind of weird how that's going down there, which means that this is going up a little bit. Don't like it. do not like it. I'm going to take that out. And we're going to run that nicely like that. And then like that. There we go. Now it's all at the same level. And it's coming out of there easy peasy. Right? That's why I built that right next to it. And again, we need aluminum casings and computers. Now, aluminum casings, I believe we did those down below. Let's go down there and tap into those. I believe those are way here at the end. Or we're trying to end up right here. Let's turn this one this way. Actually, this one here at the end, we're not going to need because we already have our crystal oscillators in there. There we go, just these two. Okie dokie, let's go down here to the end and use these tremendous amount of these that we are producing to run them the other way. I want to do it there. How do I want to do that? Let's go readjust this. And I'm just gonna work away here, everybody, getting this done. So let's say right there, down just a little bit, and run those into there. Very nice. All right. Bring it up a little higher. There we go, right there. Okay, that one taken care of. Other one is computers. We're going to definitely want to grab those down from the other side, and we have a bunch of those. Now, see, we've been backlogging all these computers all this time for this moment in which we need them in the other thing. So it doesn't necessarily mean that we can produce, 50 of them every minute. We're only producing 2.5 per minute there, actually times 2. But we're producing like 5 a minute. But if we go in and look and see how many we have backlogged, we could do 780 per minute if we wanted to, because we have such a huge backlog, which is awesome. And you can see that I'm using them for something because I'm running them down into the ground over here. Let's go down here and, okay, well, do your save lag thing if you got to. Come on, save lag. Let's go. Just aggravating to no end. All right, let's go ahead and follow where these computers are going. They're literally going to the factory right next to it. Nice. Nice. I like it. Okay, I think we could probably run this under. So we're going to go ahead and just split that right there. Run this down like that. Grab this. Yeah, let's say right there. And those over here. Be nice to get that under there. Go ahead and run this down. We'll run this under. Like that. Okay. Again, where are we going? We're going there. We gotta get there. That so it doesn't hit that, but we can just do this to fix this line. We're not using that top line, so we just fix it like that. There we go, and then over here. Now again, the more you kind of do this stuff like this, the more spaghetti you end up with. But you can see that I'm being very meticulous in the way that I'm running my lines. in very straight lines using my lifters and trying to get them where they're going without them, going like this. I mean, you have a little bit of that up and down stuff going on, but not just lines everywhere where it was an absolute mess. What you guys saw me do, if you watched the earlier part of the playthrough, I got all into that. And there we go. We have all three. Now we need to go check on all of our stuff here. Do we run our power? It does look like that. Now we just need to take these and run them into the factory. I mean, how easy is that? There we go. Oh, wait, actually, we want to turn these around the other way. There we go. So we can see them flowing up into there. Or not, apparently. There we go. And that's what you want to see. You want to see those flowing up into that machine, and then you want to see the machine actually doing its thing. There it goes. And then you want to go to the next one and just continue this on to the next thing, like this, and like that. Then we need to do the back of this. Like that. Bring this one. That one. Very, very cool, kind of setting this up modular style, where you can go ahead and chain them. Oh, a little too low on that one. We can chain them from one to the next to the next. There we go. Very nice. And then what we should see out the front of here is the stuff we're looking for. I can get our sign as well. That on there. Double check it again. Thing looking good. Waiting on something. Oh, it's constructing it. Got more than enough of everything because it has a backlog of all of that. Let's go in here and select our thingy thing. Right here, radio control unit. And we actually have it where we already just do it. Oh, and then layout. Like that. Very nice. And then there's our radio control units. Coming right out of there. Oh, I haven't backlogged yet in the box, but they are coming out of there. All right, now we need to go track down any roving radio control units we have elsewhere. I don't see in there. There's some right in here. Right there. And not sure if I have a bunch more, but I believe I do. There we go. And those high-end items like that are definitely, you want to save them. Because again, you can infuse them into the next thing later on. These are most likely down here somewhere. There are beams there. Good question. Oh, bet you they're down that side. Again, this is just leftover that I moved out of the way so I can put my factories down. We're going to try to find these radio control units if we have extra. Thought we did. We have our turbo motors. Really no extra radio control units? That seems highly unlikely. Maybe we used them up. Oh, there they are. Maybe we didn't use them up. Maybe they're right there in that box. I could have sworn I made a bunch of them. Not as much as we're going to make here in a minute. But we're going to make a bunch of them. That is for sure. Again, up we go. And again, we can use these radio control units in the next part of the process. And there we go. Very nice. Radio control units done. And when you like it, you save it. Let's do it. Crushing it. Save. Okay, how are we doing on time? We're doing good. I think we get some more of these done. Again, see, at this point, you can see it's just like do the next thing, do the next thing, do the next thing. And all that stuff adds up over time. So supercomputer is our next mission. So let's get over here and check this manufacturer and see if that's where we're going to build it. Now, again, it'll tell you what where you're going to build it in there. But, again, I like to look in the thing. So computers, AI limiters. Actually, I can just grab it right here. Computers, right there. I'm going to scroll up and grab AI limiter right there. And what's the other stuff? High-speed connectors and plastic. High-speed connector here. Easy. Then we're going to have to cut even more into our plastic, but that's why we made so much plastic. So we can cut into it. Make that a little wider. There we go. And we'll make this align to the left so it's not awkward like that. Zoom out a little bit. And zoom back in for you all. Alright, so our inputs are 3.75 and 3.75. High-speed connector is 5.625. And then plastic 52.5. Alright. Our output is going to be 1.875. Now this is where things start getting funky. When you start using these decimal points or decimal items here, it's going to throw you off big time. Let's see, computers, I kind of feel like maybe one here and then one there, but we got a bunch backed up, so see how that's really getting used up. AI limiters, we're making 19.5, so we're going to put that in there. That's more than what we need. Oh, not like that, 19.5. High-speed connectors, how many in theory are we making of those? Cable slowing us down, so... Oh, we didn't put our outputs there. There we go. So 2.44. I always go to the lowest common denominator because that just gives you a more realistic number. And then plastic, we're going to have to cut our plastic in half again. So it doesn't really matter whatever I put in there because all of these ones are going to limit this anyway. Even if I put, 1,000 plastic in there, it doesn't matter because it's going to be limited. All right, let's copy all of this and paste all of this across, and it's going to give me those numbers. So since the computer is going to come in, it's only going to be one, but I'm going to create two because there's going to be extra computers and extra things until it burns up the excess. So again, supercomputers over here, and that is in the manufacturer. So we'll make two more of those. So let's go. Go to our blueprints here, say this one, and then get our resources back over here. We don't have to hunt all that down. And then some steel pipes right here. And same thing where I got some plates, sort that. Okay, super easy. Super easy. Okay, what is it we're making again? Supercomputer. So let's just copy that so we don't have to type it every time. And then over here, supercomputer. Up here. Change this to supercomputer. And that's pretty much it. Easy. Save. Oop, I forgot to change the color again. Green. No. We're not used in a while. What about a green? Supercomputer confirm. clear it. Let's load the B version. Computer. And then, nope, not there. Here. Control unit. Computer B. Save. Oh, again, forgot that color. We were using a green. Save, replace, good. Okay, and then get this back up. There we go. Sometimes that thing doesn't want to load, so I have to like act like I'm making something, and then it does it. All right, we're going to use this one pretty tricky right here. Watch this. We're going to go ahead and grab our supercomputers, which are totally two different colors, and drag them in there, and drag them in here. And it's automatically going to put it in the bottom category. Let's give this more of a bluish green just to match that other one. There we go. And then I can just take the whole thing and move it up as one, just to save us some extra dragging. A and B, apply changes, okay. And again, we'll take this out. Go to our blueprints, 1 and 2. I need some more plates, what a surprise. Clear the designer first though. Now we don't need it. Okay, and again, what are we feeding in here? Computers, AI, limit speed, plastic. Okay, this is all still on this same side over here. Not getting much love for that other side, but most of these things are being produced on this side. Run that over there. Okay. You're like, Kismet, how can you power all of this, bro? Did you spend a lot of time doing power? Yeah, a little bit of time, not a whole lot. Because I only use so much power because I use power very, very efficiently. Like if I go over and I try to pull, say, some power out of here, so we can check it. Let's say we're going to grab this and just run a little power pull back there. You can see that I'm only using 9,000 power out of 24,000. So not even close, everybody. Not even close to using up all my power. And that's because everything is very efficient. I don't have a bunch of hypertubes running, thousands of power with the hypertubes running, and so on and so forth. And you can see all my nuclear power working away. In fact, it's actually backlogging extra nuclear power right now. I prefer to backlog than not to have enough. You know how it goes. Okay. Let's get this in here. And then we're going to get the B version. Wait a minute. This is not the right one. Not the right one because I realized that it wasn't green down there. See, that's why I do that coloring, so in case that happens, I can see right away. Now, it actually tells you what you're building in the center of the screen, but sometimes I'm not watching, I put it down, and then I'm like, wait a minute, something weird about that. Something weird going on there. For sure. Alright. And now we got the right blueprints. On our power. Okay, so we got that done. We need ourselves a sign for some shenanigans. Come on. There we go. And we're making supercomputers right here. Not like that. Change the layout again. I wish it would pick up the one that I picked up. When you middle mouse button that, it should pick up the parameters of that one and apply it to the new one. That's just me in my old school ways. Computer AI limiter, high-speed connector of plastic. Okay, we're going to need 4 inputs here. So let's get that done. Okay. It's our high-speed. Here's our AI limiters. And actually, we can make this easier just by going in here, supercomputer, click the thing, add it, and then it will help us remember what our inputs are over there. All right, AI limiters are doing exactly diddly squat right now. So we could actually send it up and over. I feel like we'll do a little up and over on this one. You want to kind of alternate between underneath and above. I feel like it works a lot better that way, so you're not crowding all your line runs. Like that. Yeah, AI limiters here. High-speed connectors right here as well. That in line. Get our lifter walls. Let's say we're going to start there. That one's going to go to there. That one's going to go there. All right, now we got 2 of them. Computers in plastic. Okay, we actually have a plastic factory down below here, and our computers are running already from over there down and across. Do we want to use the down version of the computers, or do we want to run another line? Computers running across there, computers running up here, and then turning there. Good question, good question. The computers are real close. Feel like we could do something sexy. Give it something nice and sexy here. Boom. And take this and just put it right into there. Super sexy. And then we're trying to get it to go right here. So that's already ready. Just divert that right into there. Okay. Those are ready to flow in there. Okay. Other ones we're running from up above. Kind of move it in a little bit. All this vertical stuff is way helped by the fact that you have the hover pack. Without the hover pack, this would become super tedious at some point. Stay there. Out of sheets again. Good to keep a lot of those on you. Okay, 3 out of 4. And the last thing is plastic. Which, funny enough, is being made right there. So, let's see, I think it's the last one that we're not using. Right, it's the last one. Get that direction already ready. probably this way would be good. And then see where our plastic line is. It's over there. Line that up there. Line that up, down. Run that under. Get this down. Really? Really? That's what you're doing to me here? Come on now. Come on now. There we go. Pretty sweet. That was a fast one, everybody. That was a real fast one. We got all 4 of those in there. Very nice. Okay. Off and running. Let's see if it's actually running. Oh, yeah. There it goes. Supercomputer's looking good. Now we're going to go out the back here. And we're going to do all of these. From here to here. Into our second factory. Do our stuff here in the back. So this is just repetition after a while, but it is so incredibly powerful once you got it going. It's just so awesome. So you can just keep building these giant factories so easily. Well, semi-easily anyway. Alright, we see the green light, which means that it's popping. Popping those out. Oh yeah, it's got all the stuff. Just watch for it to go across. Yep, there it went. That means this factory's working back here. If we see it come out of here, I saw another one go by over here. That means all that stuff is working, and now we have a home for our supercomputers. Let's go find those as well. Put all that stuff away. A little bit of supercomputers in here. Bunch in that one. Whole bunch in there. Now it helps if you had already made all these resources ahead of time, which I did in my previous base in this playthrough. But as you can see, you can very easily just make them and then backlog them that way as well. Anything over there, that's all cleared. Supercomputers, where are you hiding? Right there. And we got a lot of those. A lot of those fused frames there. Yeah, there's no reason to remake all of them. I mean, unless you want to. It's up to you. Me, I'm going to reutilize them. I'm going to utilize every single resource that I've used now all this way. Alright, another one done in record time. Let's go ahead and save that one. Man, we're getting these just checked, just like checking it off on a list, everybody. This is a lot of resources, though. This is a lot of stuff, but all the stuff we did before leads us to this moment where we can just keep running it and running it. It's going to massively diminish over time, though. We could go get more nodes to do all of that stuff. This is going to need to go down by one, and we take this out, and then we're going to add another one and another one above there. Okay, time for a battery. Let's move this down a bit too. Okay, battery. Let's get on to that. Batteries are really cool for when you're using it in your vehicles or in your flying thing as well, which is pretty cool. Batteries look like assembler. Heat sinks. Oh my god, I can't remember. Instructors. Now, when in doubt, everybody, let's pull this up. Maybe it's the fluid thing. And just go battery and then click here and it will tell you what it is. Yeah, the blender is what we need. So we're going to put blender in there. Have we used the blender yet? We might have to make a little blender factory. I know I have a blender factory from my nuclear power. But all right, we're doing a blender. Okay, let's get that out here in our little play yard. There's our blender. There we go. Yeah, we need our resources first. Really helps if you expand your inventory very early on. That's going to help you a whole lot. Doing that, ma'am. Really? Oh, I put my stuff back. That's right. I put my radio control units back in here, so I'm going to have to grab some over here. Actually, I can go ahead and clear this now. Do a blender. Oh, do a blender to remind me what I need. Aluminum casings. Those are down below. Also get my storage from up here too. Take a bunch of those with me because I have a feeling we're going to need some more of those later on. Yeah, I feel like I just need a place in my base by the blueprinter that has all of the different things. Makes it easy. Now the funny thing is, as I go through and I do stuff, I'll take a break from the game and I'll come back and I'll forget a lot of it. I'll forget a lot of the combos like aluminum and stuff like that. It's like playing a game for the first time. It's pretty fun. Okay, all the way down here, we're gonna need. I'm gonna give that like a blue. And we're going to see how many blenders we can get in there. Alright, now we need our inputs. Sulfuric acid. We'll have to build up that as well. Aluminum solution, we definitely have a bunch of that going on. And aluminum casing. Okay, all that looking good. 50, 40, and 20. Okay, and the output is 20 battery and 30 water. Nope. Battery. Water. All right, we're gonna need to get rid of that water as well. Gonna need to get rid of it. That's gonna come out of our plastic for sure. Okay, we're not doing any acid. Aluminum casing, so let's say 130 here. And then we'll just split those casings in half, so 130, 130. Aluminum solution, we'll just run in as much as we possibly want. Let's just say 600 max run. Sulfuric acid, that also is going to need to get going on. And that's not in a blender, that is in a refinery, I believe. Right here, yep. Sulfur and water, well, we got plenty of those, so probably want to do that down below where we have the water nearby and get that sulfuric acid going over on this side. I have one going on the other side right now, so probably before the battery right here we want to put all sulfuric acid production. And that's going to be in the refinery here. Like that. And our refineries have 2 refineries for blueprints. So there. And for sulfuric acid, we need sulfur and water. And we got plenty of that. What's our inputs? 50 and 50, so pretty even there. And our output is also 50. Okay, so pretty even amount of inputs and outputs there. Let's put our auto calculators in there. And then, do we not get our those calculations in there? There we go. Sure we get that in there, and we need to put this right here. We're doing on time. Oh man, running out of time. We might have to do this sulfuric acid stuff next time. Let's see, and then we don't know what's going to be in the blender. I don't think we made any blender stuff yet. Let's go see. I mean, we made it, but did we actually keep the blueprints of it? I kind of feel like we did. Yeah, right here, blender. Then Yuri blender. This is probably the newer one. We don't have the resources. I need some plates. Yeah, and I had to do it all over again. Put the blueprinter down and then put all these machines here just so I can access them and look at them when I need to. All right, sulfuric acid. No, this is battery. Battery. Okay, I think we can get away with that. How many of these we got in here? We got just the one blender, it looks like. Oh, and it's half size. I think we tried to get another one on top and it wouldn't let us. Seems fine to me. Just have the one blender and then we just make as many as them we need. How many do we need? That's a good question. How much sulfur can we run in here? What are we using sulfur for right now? Probably all of it. We're not using it for much. Probably black powder. Yeah, right here. So, oh, 600. So 600 is our sulfur input. So right now we're not making any black powder for any reason. We're going to use it later, but we don't really need it right now. So we can divert this and all of the backlog of the sulfur, which is probably, you know, tons and tons and tons, you know, 12 boxes deep. I don't know. So we can just say 600 for now in that sulfur ore. Oops, nope, not there. Oh wait, it says 300 there. It says 300 in that sulfur ore. Black powder. How come the sulfur is 300? Do we divert it somewhere else? Oh, that's right. We're using it for our nuclear power. That's right. So we'll call it 300. Call it 300 over here. Man, we got a lot of stuff done today. So 300 there, and then whatever the water needs to be based on how many factories we're doing. So So we can say equals total number of factories is going to be, or machines is actually what we need. Total number of machines. A little smaller. So the water is going to be the total number of machines here times this, times the input. So we need 300 water. Hey, sorry, what's 300 divided by 120?
300 divided by 120 is 2.5.
2.5, so say 3 water extractors per factory. Per factory. Okay, so... Oh, wait, no, that's total. Total. Let's do this. Yeah, 3 water extractors total. Okay. Hey, sorry, what's 120 times 3?
120 times 3 is 360.
So 360. So we're going to end up with more than what we're doing. All right, we'll do that next time. We'll do water. We'll run our sulfur. Boom, we'll be making sulfuric acid easy. We already got aluminum solution casing running, so we can just run those into our blenders over here. And then we're going to need how many blenders? So this is going to go 300 in and 300 out, so that'll be 300. And we have 1 machine per. All right, just to double check. Yes, we have 1 machine per. So this, get out of the way. 1, 1, and 1. I'll make that blue color. So we can, oh my gosh, we can make 6 of these. We can make 6 factories with that. That's a lot of, that's a crazy ton of batteries. 120 batteries. It's going to have 450 water coming out, so at least that'll be on a single thing. Then we'll need to take that water and package that water, use the packaging. But we already have the packaging for it, so we could just go ahead and add a packager. And siphon off some of those empty canisters that we're backlogging right now. And all of that will be fine. See, some of this stuff, it stops. Like if I'm making aluminum sheets and then I fill up my aluminum sheets and I don't need it anymore because it's not running to another part of the process, then a whole amount of those empty canisters and plastic is going to shift over to the part that's not finished, like in the case of the batteries here. So that kind of shifting happens automatically when you fill your stuff up. And that's what I try to do. I try to fill it up so I can switch from one to another. Good morning. You've been streaming a lot this week or so. Are you preparing for your marathon stream of Starfield? Exactly, Euban. How do you know? Just like when I prepared to go on the One Last Wave project, I was walking every day, and I'm still trying to do it, and working on my health so that I could walk and move around and do all the stuff that I wanted to do. I'm doing the same thing with streaming right now because I know I'm going to play a lot of Starfield. But we're also trying to get this playthrough done of Satisfactory before Friday. We're getting close. We're getting close. Look at us. We just got a few more things to build right here. We get to this one right here. That baby's done. We just let it run in there, and we're all sorts of GG, everybody. And really, we're not that far away. A lot of this stuff uses stuff that we already have processes for. The only thing that we really need processes for to make this other stuff work is heat sinks, cooking systems, fused modular frames, and turbo motors. And we have a lot of that stuff already. Probably the thing that we haven't made yet is the more critical item is the pressure conversion cubes. And we don't even know what we use that for yet because we haven't got there. Don't tell me. Be part of the fun when we do get there. But we need to make sulfuric acid. We need to make batteries, and we're going to be making a ton of them. And then we'll use those batteries in the next stage and whatnot. So this is going to be a Tuesday night thing. So we're going to try to do this on Tuesday and on Thursday night and get this all ready to let run Hopefully we get it done on Tuesday so we can let it run all night on Tuesday and then all the way till Wednesday night, and we can see how we did. We can see if we got all of the stuff in there. So there you go. So that's, yes, I'll be considering that done for this playthrough. Yeah, I know, it could go on forever, really. There is real no end to this game. You can just keep going on and on and on, tap every node, do every single thing. It's really what you want to do. Me, I try not to burn myself out. I only try to do to a certain level, and then I'm like, okay, we'll come back and we'll do even more next time, and even more next time, even more next time, and so on. But yes, definitely my whole entire nighttime schedule is going to be absolutely wrapped up. I can tell you already with that Starfield for sure. And will we add Satisfactory back in later? Oh, absolutely. Oh, for sure, for sure, for sure. And then, of course, as it does updates, we'll play it through again and, start completely from scratch and remove all of our blueprints and take everything out of there and start completely from scratch again, and then see how we can do it better. And maybe even do remote, maybe do some tram stuff, do all that kind of fun stuff in a future playthrough. But very smart for me to go ahead and stop now because I have a whole gigantic day worth of stuff I need to do. And then later tonight, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we're going to play some Fallout 4 Mega Run. Let's go, Kismet Love Train! All right, now I'm also going to let this factory run during the day while I'm doing other things, so that when we do come back on Tuesday night, I'm just going to keep letting it run whenever I'm not playing another game, like Fallout 4. I'm going to let it run, play Fallout 4 tonight at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and then after that, I will just let it run. And then while I let it run, then when I get up in the morning, I will go ahead and play some 76 with my crew. And then we will get that done. Now, by the way, I've been trying to do my dailies off stream for the days in which I'm not streaming. We're going to try to get real serious about the this season and getting that season locked in, so we can get back to the questing and exploring and getting all that stuff and building our armor up and doing all of those things that we constantly neglect every single season in the game. Very much re-energized in gaming, everybody. Very, very excited. So there you go. Yes, yes, Euban. They are opening thing. Oh wait, you might be in an ad thing. Hold on, I'll wait for the ad break to be over. I'll wait for it to be over, and then let you know it's got like 30 seconds left or something. All right. Let's see. So we're gonna leave that there, and then we're gonna come back to that. That's what we're gonna do. Okay. So let's go ahead and give you guys the new schedule over here. There's my new schedule. That is not my new schedule. It did not update. It didn't update the photo. Hold on. Let me go up here and see what's going on with that, brother. Why upgrade my photo? Stream schedule. I know it's updated because I copied it in there. I'm the one that did it. Why update? Okay, I'm gonna have to close this out, I think. Close that out. You're gonna see that for a second. And then it's gonna come back up here in a minute. You won't see me here. It'll take a second. I have to reset it. So it gives us the right thing. It's like an overlay. It sits over my camera as well. All right, let's try this again. Let's see if it reloaded. It's like, keeps it in the cache or something. Huh. I thought I copied it over there. Let me go double check. Double check from over here. There's always some sort of technical something I have to solve, everybody. Technical doohickey that I need to solve. Huh. All right, let's try it now. Ah, there we go. All right, now it's updated. Yeah, I had to quit out and load it back up again. There we go. Now you can see everybody right over there. Again, Fallout 4 tonight, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Then some 76, Fallout 76, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Some Satisfactory, 10 p.m. on Tuesday and Wednesday. Then on Thursday, we're going to have a little pre-show for our fun over there because some people are going to get to play. Probably not me. And you're like, Kismet, did you buy the collector's edition and you don't get to play on launch? Nope. Because they say I can't pick up my collector's edition until the 1st. And so I don't get to, at the minimum, get to play until probably 11 a.m. on Friday. And that's because I have to drive all the way over there, get the thing, and then drive all the way back. It's like 30 minutes, an hour away from my house that I have to go grab it and come back. So I get the shaft, everybody. Everybody else is going to have a nice, 12, 14 hours on me. But that's okay. It's not like I'm going to try to rush through the game anyway. And see, the thing is this is why I think that big companies like Bethesda and whatnot should actually support the smaller streamers instead of just going with all the bigger ones. And the reason why is because in a week or two, all of those big streamers are going to be on to something else because they're constantly chasing those trends. But all the people like me and like you who love games and who love Bethesda games and who love Fallout games and whatnot still be playing them years later like me, right? So I feel like that's why they should support the people who really are those hardcore fans, especially people buying collector's edition. That's $300, everybody. That's $300 that I don't got, that I just put on a credit card and hope I can pay off later. YOLO. YOLO that sucker. Really wanted to play it on launch day. I thought launch day was going to be on Friday for everyone, but it's not. If you go look at their global launch, because they have Europe and everything else in there, Europe is going to be the 1st. And then if you look in the United States, it's actually on the 31st, but it's really the same time for everyone. It just happens to be that if you put it on the 31st, it actually is the 1st everywhere else, except for in the United States, where in the United States or in North America there, it's actually going to be on Thursday at 9 p.m. At 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, which will be my time, which is why I have that set for 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So we'll come in, we'll talk about it, we'll bitch a little bit about the fact that I don't have it, and then probably go play something else while we enjoy everybody else playing it and feeling like we're getting the huge shaft. And so there you go. Yes, I should get a digital code. I just can't pick it up. The digital code is in the collector's edition. They should have sent it to the people who bought it. They should have sent the code to them instead of them having to physically get it out of the box. But I physically have to get it out of the box to actually use the code, and then I get to put it in Steam. And then also I have the download time of 140 gigs to download that to my machine, which is going to be hours and hours and hours as well. But the second I get that code, and the second I load it into my machine and it launches, boom, my stream is on, bro. Or even if it says, hey, I got 5 minutes left on this download or whatever, we starting up and we're going to do a complete stream takeover and we're going to play the heck out of that sucker. Not just for a day, not just for a week or 2 weeks. We're going to settle in, everybody. Just like Fallout 4, you see me still playing it 5 years later or longer. I can't remember how long ago it was that it launched, because I love the game. And I'm hoping that Starfield is the same. The same kind of game like Skyrim, like Fallout 4, like a lot of games that I really enjoy, like Satisfactory, and so on, that are really exceptionally great games that you can just keep coming back to and keep playing through and play through a different way. You know, maybe the first time you play through Starfield, you're going to be a scoundrel, and you're going to be a pirate, you're going to go in there and you're going to wipe everybody out. And then you're like, you know what, next time I'm going to be the hero and do all the thing. And then next time I'm going to be stealthy and I'm going to sneak up behind him. I'm going to you got ganked. And then the next time you say, hey, I'm going to go and just do completely anything but exploring. And, you know, maybe the next time you say, you know what, I'm going to throw a bunch of mods in here because, you know, the modders are going to make it awesome, everybody, because they always do. Every single time modders go, woo, way above and beyond. It'll be stuff you haven't even thought of yet. And I'll say, man, I sure wish this game had this thing. And I'll go look on the mod board. And, oh, yep, there it is. Somebody already did it. Cool, let's add that to the game. And so there you go. And see, you know, I've played through Fallout 4, everybody, 10 times. And I love space games, and this game very much reminds me of Fallout 4. Like, you got your perk system, right? So when you're doing your perk system, a great example is a bit in Fallout 4, but more especially in Fallout New Vegas and also in Fallout 76, that those perk points matter, right? They matter because when you're talking to an NPC, you can get additional dialogue, you can convince them to do stuff, to give you more money or whatever it is, and they have that system in the game, and that's based on your traits, and you update your traits or whatnot, and then you're having, say, a certain type of background, and you go to talk to someone, and you have this dialogue choice in there that you would normally have, like in Fallout, through your perk system. Now, does it have an effect? Do they give you more money? Does it have an effect on your trade rates or anything like that? We don't know. We don't know, and that's part of the fun, is figuring it all out. Now, I'm going to ask you guys to please contain yourself as well. I know it's going to be difficult on that backseat gaming, because it'll be my first time playing through. So keep that backseat gaming in check. I will permaban you. I'm not kidding. If you get permabanned, you don't get any giveaways. So watch out. Watch out. I'm warning you all now, and we got a ton of giveaways to do. So very excited as well. But hey, I bought the most expensive version, and I'm getting to play a day later than everybody else, or really 15 hours later than everybody else, or how many ever hours it takes for me to load it. Now, I would actually load it, if they give it to me, I would load it on the 30th, because this way I know it's loaded and it's ready to go for the 31st, because some people don't have fiber optic connections like me. I have 1,000 up and 1,000 down, right? I mean, I got a real high-end connection. And actually, it's pretty reasonable in my area. It's pretty close to just having a regular 30 megabyte up and down connection. So I feel like that's very important for someone who actually uploads terabytes worth of videos up to YouTube. I'm not kidding. Terabytes. Every week, by the way. Every week. A lot. I put out a video every single day. Sometimes up to 2 to 3 videos every day on YouTube. I work hard, everybody. I work hard, and then, of course, streaming, 1-2 times a day, all week long. Kismet going all in, everybody. I'm going all in. I'm working hard here, pushing forward. So if you like that, hit the follow button. As well as come and join me throughout the week as we do a bunch of that stuff that you saw. You can also help out for free by just popping over to youtube.com/KismetBP. Hit that subscribe button, which is basically the follow button. Go over there to twitter.com/KismetBP. Do the same thing. Hit that follow button. And then check out the Discord, check out the website, and most especially, if you like that kind of content, if you like guides, highlights, and full streams, and full, shorts and all that other funny moments, then please take a moment to go over to patreon.com/Kismet, because that's what supports everything. It supports it all. And you get your name at the end of every video. You get early access to a whole bunch of other stuff that I'm working on, including guides and highlights, and they are completely ad-free for all my patrons, all right? So thanks to all my patrons down there. Thanks to all those people who had scrolled by there. Appreciate them as well. And that's it for me. Again, I'll be back tonight, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Going to take care of a bunch of IRL stuff, do a bunch of other fun stuff that I can't tell you about yet. And then I will see you guys later tonight, all right? Appreciate you. Let me go ahead and give you guys some Kiz caps right over here. 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, 4,000, 5,000 caps. How we do on those retweets? I didn't even mention the retweets today. How we do? Well, we didn't get those, but that's okay. We'll try to get those next time. All right, everybody. See you guys later tonight in about, let's see, what time is it? In about 9 hours from now. Let's see, 9 hours? Let's see, 1 hour less. So if it was 12 hours, it'd be 10 hours. I don't know. Math is hard when you've been up all night long. I'm going to figure it out. Hold on. 11 to 11 p.m. would be 12 hours. Yeah, 10 hours from now. 10 hours roughly your local time, or 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for me. All right, we'll see you then. Bye, everybody.
Hi, this is Norbert. Thanks for watching. Press the subscribe button. We'll see you all next time. Bye.
Hey, thanks for watching this video. Help support more videos just like this one and keep the Kismet love train a-going by dropping by my Patreon and showing your support. Big thanks going out to Resident Spike, Rotisserie G, JC Hunter, AMZ, Carlos, Jeremiah, the Notorious TDK, and Scriptlin. Click to watch more videos, and I'll see you next time.